Okay, well, it looks like we are live. Hi, everyone. I am the Sarcastic Sloth, and welcome to my live stream, Wednesday edition. So, because I did a live stream on Monday in regards to Fabry disease, um, you know, it wasn't heavy, but I felt that maybe it would be good to do another stream that wasn't so heavy, because we're doing everything quite light on my streams usually. And yeah, there just seems to be a lot of things that maybe warrant, you know, something a bit, something a little bit less crazy on the timeline, maybe. So I thought we could all just chill and chat and maybe talk about movies, TV shows, and the like there. So let's have a little look. Kelly's Corner. Hey, how's it going, Kelly? How are you? Shanoa, hello, gorgeous. Okay. How's it going? Natasha, hi, how are you? How's it going? How's everyone doing? Well, I'm doing pretty bloody well because my sister, she gave birth today, so I've got a niece, which is cool. So I had a nephew already. He's very young still, and yeah, so I've got a niece, which is pretty wild because obviously, you want to be there at the time that it's occurring. But yeah, it's pretty wild, pretty wild. She's big. I think she was like 8 pounds or something like that. So yeah, pretty wild. Absolutely. Jennifer Milligan. Oh, last name too. How's it going, Jennifer? How are you today? Kelly, congratulations. Oh, thank you. Hey, Natasha, how are you? Marcella, hello, congratulations on being an uncle. Yeah, well, I was an uncle before, but I've got a niece now, so that's really crazy, really crazy. Yeah, it's kind of wild, like I said, because I'm like divorced from the moment, as it were, because it's happening back in my hometown. But yeah, obviously, we've seen loads of pictures already. That's the cool thing about the social media age and having smartphones and all of that kind of thing. So yeah, you're still sort of there, even though you're divorced from it, as it were. Okay, so Natasha, I'm doing all right. Happy for you. You are now Uncle Sloth. Yeah, yeah. I was before, but like I said, I mean, even with him, I've only seen him maybe twice in the last year because of lockdown and how everything's been in the UK, and obviously wanted to keep him safe because of the Rona. But yeah, saying hello to Jennifer. Shanoa, hi there. Everyone's saying hello. Congrats to your sister. Thank you. I will definitely say congrats from everyone. The thing is, she watches my stuff as well. She's the only one in my family who actually does. Who actually sort of, well, she doesn't know exactly what I'm talking about in my videos, but she's always quite, pretty hooked by the end of it. I guess she's just pretty nosy like me at the end of the day. So, my sister is pregnant too, very early. I'm excited. Oh, that's awesome. That's really cool. Hopefully, there should be like a little bit of a lesser lockdown when that comes to be the case. If she's early at the moment. Today I made an impulsive decision of dyeing my hair red, so today has been good. Well, yeah, I mean, it's I think it's probably the time for impulsive decisions if you're in lockdown now. At least if it doesn't pan out the way you want it to, then no one has to see. That was the cool thing. With anything like that. But yeah, how's everyone doing? How are we all feeling at the moment? I'm pretty sure a lot of the crazy weather, unless you're still in Canada, well, I guess I'm talking about Texas really, but has sort of passed over. We've not really got a lot of craziness around where I live. Shanoa, I hope so too. She had a daughter at the beginning of the lockdown. It was hard on her. Yeah, no doubt. It's yeah, I feel bad for new parents who are in the lockdown really, because it's like you're not. I guess on one level it depends, because if it's sort of the situation that my sister was in, her husband was around for quite a lot of the beginning parts of lockdown, but So, you've got that sort of, how would you say it? You've got that sort of support structure there, even though you're not able to see your outside family, whereas usually he'd be off at work, so that was a bit of a bonus. But still, it's you want to be able to be in contact with the rest of your family too, and to be able to get that knowledge firsthand, from your mum and all of that kind of thing, really. Um, so yeah, I hope that definitely works out for um, her up and coming kid. Is that the way to say it? Sounds like a movie, man. I didn't say that right at all. So, Jennifer, doing good. The snow here is finally melting. Thank goodness. I'm in Indiana. Wow, fair play. I don't think I've only had anyone from Indiana watching my stuff. So, thank you, Jennifer, and representing Indiana. See, the only thing I know about Indiana is that show, Erie, Indiana. Does anyone remember that show? Press one or just freak out if 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 you remember that, because usually not a lot of people do. It makes me feel a little bit old, but yeah, Erie, Indiana was awesome. I don't even know if it was still, actually shot in Indiana, but um, that's my knowledge. The weather is beautiful here. Surprisingly, we've had up to +5 this week. Lots of melting. +5? Are you talking about like degrees Celsius or something along those lines? I don't know. Um, Marcella, yes, I got my first vax dose this week. I hope to get back to normal soon. Yeah, I've had my first one. So, how long between um, vax doses do you have to wait? I had to wait like 12 weeks. So, I think I might be like halfway. But it's dependent on which one you have. And I think I've got the one from Oxford. So, Shanoa, yep, my mum moved in with her to help. I've only met her once. Oh yeah, that's the thing. See, I've only met the little dude like a couple of times, like my actual nephew. Um, make me a little sad, but she keeps me updated through photos. Hopefully, she won't be scared of me when we meet. Nah, I mean, kids, yeah, that age are usually pretty fearless. So it's, um, especially if they can sort of recognize things. Like if you're speaking to them through the tablet, say, or something along those lines, they do tend to pick up on that kind of thing. Or like they recognize a lot more than you sort of give them credit for, I think. Well, or that I gave them credit for when I was young. Um, but yeah, it depends, I guess, maybe. Um, Shanoa, I'm in Canada. Oh right, yeah. Well, isn't it like snowing until like I don't know next year? It seems like perpetual snow. Um, I got the Moderna. Wait time is 4 weeks for the second dose. Oh, look at you and your fancy ways, eh? If only waiting 4 weeks. Bloody hell. I think with mine, it's something to do with like the actual wait time. Maybe it's because I live in like quite a um, uh, sort of like a far off area like I'm not in a city or anything like that. How did you feel? Any side effects? My arm felt funny immediately afterwards, and I did have Fabry pains for the first time in years, really. But I don't know. I think if I'm putting two and two together, that it's more than likely the case that it sort of set that off. But I don't know for certain, so I don't really want to come at it from like an authoritative stance, because it's just to me it's just kind of funny that like the next day I felt like maximum shit, and I haven't felt that way for years. Didn't even get out of bed, really, didn't eat nothing. But yeah, that sort of subsided after like a day or two, maybe 2 days max. And I was just taking my painkillers, and I think I just watched a lot of Elementary, really. And then fail videos is another thing that I tend to watch when I'm ill. Watch people die inside or fail videos to make me feel better. Jennifer, I'm lucky I work with my sister, and she brings my 2-year-old niece to work, but it's not only good. Um, I got told I was fired by my own niece today. Well, bloody hell. That seems like she's got a big girl pants on already. Work with my yeah, that's pretty. Oh dear. Shinoa, no, we can get more snow, but usually it's done in March. Still, that's pretty heavy, man. The thing, I guess, if it was like for me, the biggest thing about snow is sludge. Like, I hate the sludge so much. So if it was continuous snow, I don't think I would really mind that much because you just wear extra layers. But it's the sludge, and like here, and obviously in the UK, it's just we're just not great at handling it really. It's like we forget every year that it's going to happen. It's like the floods. Every year they forget that the floods are going to happen, and then oh look, all the bloody riverbanks have burst. It's ridiculous. Um, so yeah, mostly all melted by mid-May to April. That's still pretty wild though. That's like that's a full-blown winter. That is winter is coming type malarkey. Shanoa, Jennifer, that's hilarious. Jennifer, yeah, Jennifer, that's hilarious. Kelly saying and adorable at the same time. Marcella, I got all of the side effects. Felt better after 3 days though, so not the worst. Oh, that's the thing I found. Like with me, it was like 2 days. So I think it's just like a handful of days, maybe, um, which is sort of to be expected, really, when you think it's like a new vaccine. Um, and it is a vaccine. I love it when people like go crazy on Facebook and stuff, and they're like, "Well, I don't think we should like use this. We should use the COVID injections. What we should do is put a little bit of the actual virus in there to build immunity." It's like, dickhead, that is a vaccine. You just explained a vaccine. You just you've just exposed yourself, fool. um, Shinoa, it is sludge season, lol, for 2 months. Oh my days. See. Smudge. Oh, hello. How's it going, Smudge? Slothy. Um, how's it going? How are you doing with all your snow? Jennifer. I'm gonna tell my brother Maeve fired me. Oh, I don't know how to pronounce that, I'm afraid. Fired me, so can't go to work. She fired me because I wouldn't let her watch Moana. I haven't seen that, funnily enough. I need to watch that. And she spanked me and said, "You fired Aunt Jennifer." Well, it's it seems like you got a firecracker on your hands already. Jennifer, hey Smudge. Everyone's saying hello. Hello, hello, hello. And Natasha, hi Smudgy. Smudge, I have no idea why I've started calling you Slothy, by the way. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's all good. Hey Natasha. Cool. I seem to be caught up for a change. Usually it takes me a lot longer than that to catch up on stuff. So yeah, we got a few more people in. So how are you doing? How are you feeling at the moment? How's your day treating you? Are you enjoying this week? Is the snow bumming you out? Like, what's the happy haps? I will say I don't want to talk about anything to do with what's happening on Twitter right now in regards to, just drama channel stuff. We sort of try to keep that out of my streams. So if you've come here for that, bummer for you, I guess. But yeah, I just usually I do these on Monday, and it's just sort of a way for me to, just have a nice yeah, just sort of like a chilled out chat with everyone and like just have a little bit of fun, really. Um, so yeah, that's basically sort of my only rule, really. Don't be a twat in general. I'm having a great week and I am knitting my daughter a blanket. Oh, that's cool. That's pretty cool. You have to post some photos of that. Um, did you knit something really crazy? Like, was it like a Yoda pillow or something like that? Am I getting confused? I don't know. Um, Correct me if I'm wrong. Smudge, I'm not impressed with my work, but well, what else is new? Yeah, what else is new? That's on the daily, that is. Um, Fellow fangirl. Oh, hello. How's it going? How's it going? You're just fellow, though, it says here. So not a fangirl anymore, it would seem. Nice haircut. What else is new? Yeah, so the haircut is basically the newest thing. I noticed in my thumbnail just how crazily pale I am at the moment. So as soon as the weather gets decent, I am tanning like no one's business. I'm going to put myself out in that garden and turn myself over like a fucking steak. Um, Jennifer, but what's new with you? Just fellow is it now? Like, let me know. But yeah, what's new with you? Yeah, it's not really been too much. I've been trying to motivate myself to do some videos. I'm gonna do it. I'm probably gonna do a video tomorrow. Um, uh, just it's either gonna be on Eugenia or I noticed that that Brooke House girl as she recently she gave away her dog for adoption. I think the girl who got caught out for being pretty horrible to her dog. So because I've done a video on that, I thought I might do a follow up on that. But yeah, we'll see tomorrow. But I need to do a video because I've not really done anything apart from live streams for the last 2 weeks, and that's rather slovenly of me, really, to be honest. Nice Shanoa. Um, that's by Jennifer. Shanoa, I knit an owl pillow, lol. Don't know that it was crazy. It was crazy. It was sick. It was. You're downplaying your skill there. Um, but yeah, I thought I remembered that because I think didn't Nosy Housefrau say something about it too? It was either that or D. I can't remember which one. One of the two. I remember just going, yeah, that is a bloody good pillow. That you have to knit me one. I'm thinking I'm going to dye my hair brighter pink. It's a light pink now. Wow, fair enough. That's well, I can see just from the icon here, it seems pretty pink already. So um, yeah, you'd be like a beacon by the end of it if you're dyeing it even brighter. But yeah, you do you at the end of the day. Like I said to Kelly before, if you're going to be experimenting with your hair, now's the time to do it. I've just been having lockdown haircuts for the last year and very sparse. I think I've only had like 2, 3 haircuts. So, but yeah, we'll go from. Oh, well, bloody mega backup pop up. I've got to figure out how to fuck that off at some point. Anyway, let's have a look. I swear it's the lack of beard making the light reflect more. I think it is too. So I had my treatment today, and the nurse came along, and she's like, "Have you lost weight?" And I was like, "No, I've just shaved, man. That's just my just looking at my face, and there wasn't like a load of hair there, or on the top of my head, like the hair bear bunch." Um, May May, is she with that weird guy? Who's with the weird guy? Oh, Brooke, yeah. That cult dude, he is weird, man. Like, I swear down. He is he's something else. He's the kind of person that part of me would love to have a conversation with him because he is off his rocker, but part of me would sort of maybe like 10 minutes in just go, oh fuck man, why did I start this? Why did I initiate this? He's just like talking about everything under the sun and none of it makes sense. So yeah, that dude is weird. What was his name? Teal. Yeah. Watch out for that guy. He's fucking odd. Kelly's corner. Jennifer, do it. Yeah, do it. Do it. Do it. May, glad her dog is gone. I would like to see that. Yeah, I'm glad as well because it's she just wasn't able to look after it at the end of the day. Um, which is fair. Dobermans, like this is years and years ago now, but my aunt used to have a load of Dobermans, and they're really lovely pets, but they don't. They're big, and they're quite boisterous at the same time. Um, okay, so fellow, I plan to change it back. I just wanted to try out something else. Yeah, everyone does from time to time. But yeah, it's not great. Fellow fangirl is superior. There we go. Um, well, yeah, you do you. At the end of the day, it's I can call you fellow. I can call you fellow fangirl. If I could just call you fangirl, that seems like kind of weird. It seems like if someone watched the video back, I was like sort of blowing smoke up my ass. Just go. I won't call you by name. I will just call you fangirl. Shanoa, yeah, nosy probably did. Thanks. Yeah, she always finds stuff like that. I could totally knit you a sloth one. That would be banging. Oh my god, it would be so cute. Ideas flowing. Yeah, no, I would love that. I would love that. You'd have to let me know, how much to pay for that kind of thing. Absolutely. If anyone hasn't checked it out, Shanoa, you should post that up on your Twitter and, people can go and have a little look. Kelly's Corner, who's that girl? I don't think I have ever heard of her. Oh, Brooke House. So she's the one who she she had a Doberman and she was doing this video where she's like, "Hey, I'm just like goofy with my Doberman. I'm just playing out. We're playing with my Doberman, like putting cling film, or I know Americans call it like Saran wrap, I think, like on the door, and she'd jump over and the dog goes into it. It's like, ho ho ho, isn't that funny?" Um, and she didn't realize that like she put in her edit of the video like her hitting the dog and like spitting on the dog at one point as well. And yeah, it was yeah. Obviously, she had so whenever she does a video about the dog, and she's like done a couple of apology videos now. I tend to believe her now. Like it's been a long time. Um, she always takes off the comments and the likes because obviously people just like absolutely go for her. And something like that is going to follow you around for a long, long time. But she's still got like over 200,000 subscribers, so it's not really like destroyed her too much. But I think that Teal is just like looking for crumbs of YouTuber recognition all the time. Um, he's weird. He is so weird, man. Like honestly, like she came back to do another apology video last year, and I think it's because so many people were doing apology videos, never actually taking into account that most of those apology videos were crap. But whatever, it was probably because it was to do with the algorithm. And she did, I think it was like 15 or 20 minutes. It was an hour-long video. Hers was 15 or 20 minutes, and his was all the rest of it. Bear in mind, he wasn't there at the time, but he's just like talking about. He goes off on one. He's super odd, man. Like he is like a cult leader in the making. If he had like a bit more panache about him, then people would definitely follow him. But he's just too weird, I think. Um, okay, so let's have a look. Brookhouse accidentally uploaded a video of her hitting her dog. Yeah, so basically what I was just saying there. Fellow fangirl, oh, you changed it already. We're back, are we? Gotta run, have a nice stream. Okay, change your name and run. I see. No, that's fine. I'll see you at the next stream. It'll be on Monday. Kelly's Corner, oh, that dumbass. Have a nice one, fangirl. Jennifer, oh, I remember hearing about her. I couldn't imagine being that way with my sweet labs. Yeah, this is the thing. It's like, I think she was like a bit she definitely had something going on. Now she's like fully into God and stuff like that now, which is all well and good. It's obviously served her well because she's not gotten herself into any kind of mess since then. But like, yeah, she just basically sort of turned everything around, and he was the catalyst for that too. But I question his motives because he's pretty weird. He is really weird. If you type in Brooke and Teal and just sort of look at one of the videos or try and find the apology video, that would be the best one to see because it's like he's full frontal like Teal at that point, and you're like, whoa, dude, like this is a bit off. This guy, he doesn't pass the smell test with me, not at all. Kelly's Corner. Have you been following the fiasco with that was Sire's Sears? I don't know how to pronounce that movie, but I know who you're talking about. Yeah, I have. It's again, it's sort of one of those things where I, um, because like obviously I'm not autistic. I haven't got like any real experience of autism, so I sort of just going off what I'm seeing people saying about it. But yeah, I think her attitude to the criticism has been pretty piss poor from the looks of it. The fact that she like deleted her Twitter and just wasn't really willing to look at anything that was criticism and just sort of just more stuff that was just kissing her ass. This is what most celebrities and YouTubers inevitably tend to do in the end, really, isn't it? So I'm not too surprised, but kind of gutted because that song Elastic Heart was pretty sick. But yeah, I'm not like completely devo over that, really. May May, her boyfriend was so strange. I feel like I am more interested in him than whatever she is doing. Yeah, I'm definitely like she's tame. She's totally tame now. Like if we found out that it was like some like unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt or whatever that thing is called, where they find all those girls in that bunker, and it's a cult. I would definitely, if they said this is what this dude is doing now with his life, I would accept it fully because it's just he fits that mo 100%. Don't forget to thumb up. Oh, that's not for me, but thank you very much, Smudge. Um, Okay, Shanoa, your labs are the sweetest, Jennifer. I would steal them, but it's okay because I'm going to move in anyway. Okay. So we've gone from theft to housemate. So that's nice. That's and a nice ending. Kelly's Corner, Smudge way ahead. Okay. Tell us a story from your rave days if you can remember. Oh, my days. I don't know, man. I don't want to get myself in trouble. It's well, I don't know. I mean, again, it's sort of that thing of I sort of just remember moments more than anything. I don't know if I can remember like a full blown story without it just sounding pretty crazy. Um, no, not right now. Anyway. um, yeah, I don't know. It's just like seems a bit like that's a bit of a live grenade, really, Smudge. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like it's only people like just getting on it at the end of the day, but it's sort of the connotations that come with that, I guess. So because I only was into like just partying, that's all it was down to. Um, but yeah, maybe not now. I'll share those off stream. There's some people who might be like, oh bloody hell now, but yeah, you know what I mean. It's like I might not get myself in trouble, but I might get some other people in trouble. UK raving, we go hard, man. Like you know what I mean. So it's I always remembered when there would be like an American, they'd be like, bloody hell, man! Like, well, they wouldn't say bloody hell, but they were like, whoa, man! Like, this is crazy. You guys just keep going for days, and it's like, yep, that's sort of our thing. Jennifer, lol, Shanoa, the boys love having love having someone other than me and my son to bring toys to throw for them. Shanoa, and it isn't hard to get someone who is neurodivergent to act in the movie. It was her being lazy. Yeah, well, I said this is the thing. I mean, especially in this day and age when everyone is more conscious of all of these things, um, it was lazy on her part, really. It's just like I had no intention to watch the movie to begin with, to be honest. I didn't really know until like the whole hullabaloo came about around it. To be honest, I didn't know she even did movies. I thought she just sang and wrote songs. So um, yeah, she sort of done herself over there really because like if that's her first foray into directing and making movies, well then she's you know done herself over really. But again, I just liked Elastic Heart and that weird ass video. So it doesn't really, it's not the craziest thing that goes on in my day. To be fair, time to go and make dinner. Mushroom leek pasta, yummy. Bye. Okay, Shnoa Tara. So I'll catch you later, and we'll talk about the sloth pillow then. Um, Smash mushrooms, but yay the rest. Have a good dinner, Shanoa. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of mushrooms, so I can't condone the mushroomery. But yeah, we'll catch you later. Karma's here. Hello, how's it going, Karma? How are you? How's it all going? Obviously, you're in Texas. Is it a bit better now in terms of the weather and the pipes and all of that kind of craziness? Um, from people that I've spoken to, but obviously it's like different areas. I guess it seems to be getting a bit better around there. But yeah, it's yeah, still pretty wild. It's not as wild to just think that it was less than a week ago. Really, I mean, it's yeah, crazy. Good. Oh yes, much better. Well, yeah, that's what you want at the end of the day. It's as long as it's much better. Um, yeah. So what I was thinking of doing, back to beautiful sunny days. That's so freaky that it was like the storm of from hell with like icicles from a fucking what do you call them? Like a ceiling fan and everything. And then it's just like beautiful sunny days afterwards. It's such I couldn't comprehend that, man. That's weird. To me, where like it goes, you know, grey, 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 grey. a few weeks of just banging sunshine, great, 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 great. That's quite a hard one for me to get my British melon around. But yeah, as long as everything's cool and everything's fine, the pipes haven't burst and all of that kind of stuff, then that's what we want at the end of the day. It was 83 over 28 here today. Um, oh, you're telling me Fahrenheit and centigrade. Okay. What? That's crazy, man. It's like 28. It's like British melting weather. It's like yesterday and today. It was so beautiful. Perfect temp, not a cloud in the sky. That is freaky. That is freaky. You know, even though it's like an idiotic notion, I can sort of see why like some people who are into conspiracies are like, man, it's the government have got a machine, man. The snow won't melt and all of that stuff. Yeah, I can sort of see why people who maybe don't have a lot of critical thinking going on thought that, but especially yeah, if you like that photo of the icicles from the ceiling fan really twisted my melon like that. I couldn't get my head around that. I've never seen that before in my life. In Portugal is the same. It was so sunny and beautiful, and now it's raining like crazy. Yeah, that's the thing with us. It's like it's one or the other. It's one or the other. And if it's a bit of in between, then something suspicious is about to go down. Oop, got a match. Be right back. Ah, so smudges on Dead by Daylight. So, okay then. So everyone seems to be okay and everyone seems to be nice and fine and dandy. So what I thought I would do is a bit of a continuation from one of the streams that we had before where we were talking about movies and stuff like that really. So I, thought that maybe we didn't want to, get into any craziness because it seems to be pretty crazy on them streets at the moment. So yeah, I just thought that we'd go through like everyone's favorites and see if we can do like a nice exchange like we did on not the last stream because obviously that was about Fabry disease and it was kind of heavy, but the one before that. So I wanted to know what everyone's favorite family movies or kids movies were. So if you pop those down in the stream and we'll get what's your favorite movie. I've answered that question quite a few times, but yeah, it's my favorite. Oh, the movie that got me into movies was Jurassic Park, but I can't say like my favorite movie overall. Like I really can't, um, because I say Jurassic Park because it was like the first real film that my old man took me to go see, so that was quite a special moment for me. That wasn't like a Disney movie. What's your favorite film, Kelly? Um, Excuse me for not being here before. No, it's not that. It's just I've answered it quite a few times. May, that storm was insane, but Texas weather is like this. Not cold ever this way, but varying extremes by day. Yeah, that's it is kind of crazy, man. That's why you need the propane accessories. I really like Madagascar, Pulp Fiction. Oh, Pulp Fiction's your favorite movie. Oh, well, that makes sense actually because you popped a clip of that in your what do you call it? Um, in your video. Why couldn't I think of that word then? Jesus. um, okay, so May, I really like Madagascar. Yeah, that's a good family film. I like that. Shanoa back. Apparently, my husband is going to cook. Yay! Well, there you go. Bang in. There we are. So yeah, we're getting what everyone's favorite family movie because I'm just going for movies now. Family movies or kids movies. So shoot. Kelly's corner. Wait, kids movies probably has to be Shrek. Oh, cool. Yeah, Shrek's a good one. I haven't seen that in ages, man. Yeah. Um, my son always watched Curious George when he was little. Oh, is that a movie? I thought that was like a TV show or something. I don't know. It might be different depending on where you are. You might not. The movie might not have made its way over here like at that time anyway. It might do. Well, everything's on stream now anyway, isn't it? So, uh, Jennifer, I love Nightmare Before Christmas. I love Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm a sucker for that kind of gothy stuff though. So even though Tim Burton has some funny ones, I do like I do like Tim Burton films. I went through a bit of a Tim Burton fest the other day. I was watching like Edward Scissorhands and all of that kind of jazz. But anything that's got that sort of feel to it. I know people like slag it off quite a lot, but like I quite like Coraline as well. Um, Mine is Labyrinth and The Goonies. Can't choose. Yeah. Oh, Labyrinth is awesome, and the Dark Crystal. Dark Crystal is another one. Anything like that. Crystal, not Crystal Maze. What? That's the TV show. Neverending Story was on the other day, and that is banging. I love that. Like Falcor, Atreyu. Yeah, I was just like yelling that around the house, like Jess. um, da, da, da. Me too, Jennifer. Oh, Nightmare Before Christmas, yeah. May Coraline as well. Yeah, I do love that. Marcella, I can't decide. Used to love Aladdin. Yeah, Aladdin's a good one actually. It's a bit sort of underrated, I think. Um, yeah, sort of like. Well, I guess we could sort of do a subsection here. So, what's your favorite Disney movie? That would be a good one, wouldn't it? Um, let's have a look. Tim Burton, Chef's Kiss. Yeah, I mean, I'm just a sucker for that kind of stuff. I really am. I think I missed my calling in that way. But yeah, there you go. Jennifer Milligan. They made it into an animated movie when my son was little. He's 17 now. Oh wow. Okay. Well, yeah. I didn't. Well, yeah, that's sort of after my time. Then I guess I'm 33 now. So. um. Mimi, yeah, Kelly, exactly. Shanoa, Aladdin is my fave Disney. Love Tim Burton, Marcella. Yes, the never ending story is wonderful. It's fantastic. It's the best. Um, the other ones are funny, a bit funky, man, but excuse me. Never ending story is awesome. 80s kids movies in general are much better, I think, than a lot of like kids movies, family movies these days. I think, in my opinion, um, there's something about them. I don't know what it is, and maybe it's because they actually did like big sets and all of this kind of thing, and it was just a lot more effort, and I do appreciate that. That's why I like the Dark Crystal series that they did on Netflix, because it was like a mixture of the two. They didn't just like fully commit to CGI or the puppetry. They actually used a good mixture of both, I thought. Um, let's have a look here. The Dark Crystal, oh my god. And Neverending Story, My Heart When I Was Younger. Yeah, it was awesome. Weird little thing. Me and my sister used to be freaked out by E.T. I don't know why. Don't know why. No idea why. So I'm still a little bit sus of that little dude, to be honest. But I'll watch it, and I've been on the ride in Universal. But yeah, the Witches, the original Witches, that was cool. I like that as well. Me and my sister always used to hide behind the sofa when she goes, "Child, no longer a child. Child is a mouse." And then she just goes rage and then turns that witch into a crisp. Um, let's have a look here. Catch up. Everyone always gets really engaged when we talk movies. I like that. It's nice. Excusez-moi, s'il vous plaît. Okay. Anastasia, yeah, that's one I haven't heard in a long time. To be fair, bloody hell. Yeah, because kind of crazy that they turned that into a kids movie when you think about the actual what it's based on. you know, um, Beauty and the Beast. If I had to pick Disney, I love that Belle is sassy and smart. Yeah, Beauty and the Beast is good. I haven't actually seen the live action one yet, so I don't know if that's worth seeing. But I've heard a lot of people say it was good. But yeah, the original, of course, is that's the thing. I think a lot of them are sort of classic in their own right. Yeah, my favorite Disney movie is The Lion King. Yeah, I remember seeing that in the cinema. Bloody hell. Yeah. The Princess Bride. Um, is that the one with Anne Hathaway? Because I'm not sure if I've actually seen that. Because me and my sister, because our family used to move around a lot. I used to, watch, her choice movies with her and vice versa. So we'd have like a good knowledge of each other's interests as well as the ones that sort of join in the middle as well. But I'm not sure if I've seen that one. Um, Jennifer, if you want the best kids series, you have to pick Fraggle Rock. I love that you just said Fraggle Rock. That is, you can come anytime, Jennifer. Fraggle Rock is the one. Shanoa, have any of you seen Little Monsters from the 80s? I thought I remembered it as a kids movie, but then I showed it to my son and shit and fuck were in the first scene. No, I don't remember that. Little Monsters. Who was in that? I remember Our Real Monsters. That was an awesome series, but yeah, Little Monsters I don't recall at all. Or at least maybe on site I would do. That's the thing with a lot of stuff from when I was younger. Unless you watch it like repeatedly, there's some things that you go, oh yeah, man, like Little Shop of Horrors and stuff like that. I haven't watched much Disney, honestly, as an adult, but Pixar really gets me. Yeah, Pixar hits the nail on the head pretty much every time. Up nearly destroyed me because there was a few things happening in the family at that time that were like pretty devo, and I thought it was just going to be like a nice movie, and then that there's the first bit where they meet, the old well they're young at the time they were and like the main character and like his girlfriend and then turns into his wife and all of this kind of stuff. That beginning part of Up nearly fucking broke me, man. Like by the end of it, I was like, oh my god. I was like, this better get funny at some point, man. I was just like, oh my god. But yeah, if I watched it any other time, I would have taken it in my stride. But there was a quite a big family devastation at that point. So I just wanted to watch something nice. And it turned out to be nice, squirrel and all of that. But yeah, the beginning part of it is awesome. It's lovely. It's really, really good storytelling as well. But yeah, it was just like, fuck, man, I didn't expect that. Probably unpopular opinion, but I haven't liked any single live action of the classics. No, it's not an unpopular opinion. There's some people who say that, to be fair, and especially if like you grew up with the original animations, then they're always going to have a place in your heart at the end of the day. Um, uh, Matteo, hello, man. Oh, hey, dude. I haven't seen you on here before. Welcome. Welcome to. We're just chatting about movies at the moment. So at the moment, we're going through family movies and kids movies. So what are your favorites? If you want to join in, that would be awesome, dude. I'm assuming it's dude. I shouldn't really do that. I don't know if Matteo is a dude's name. You there. Marcella, Princess Bride is a classic. Shanoa, Howie Mandel was in it. Same with the boys from the Wonder Years. Oh, okay, yeah. Why are they saying shit and fuck then in the first scene? You talking about like Kevin and all of that? And was it Kevin? I don't know. But the Wonder Years, the series, are you talking about? Jennifer, Princess Bride is the movie with Buttercup, and she loses her love to the dead pirate. Roberts, it's a book too. I don't think I've ever really. I've heard of it, but I've never looked at it at all. Then, if that's the case, it sounds like something completely different from what I was thinking. That's not the Anne Hathaway one. It's 80s. Carrie Lou, Carrie Elwes, and so many great actors. I love it. Oh well, I'll have to look it up because I don't think I have any clue as to what that movie is then if that's the case. There was a time in my teen years that I was completely obsessed with Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah, there was a lot of people who were at that point though. So that's not really yeah, that's not like the craziest thing, but I get you. I remember this guy I was in uni with, and he used to every time I went into his room, he was always watching Pirates of the Caribbean. It's the third one when he's in that sort of purgatory with the crabs and that. I was like, man, you got to get a different movie, dude. I'm like, this is like the third time this has been on this week. And he's like, and then he had a go at me because I watched like Forrest Gump like a bunch of times, one after another. But it was like, yeah, but I hadn't watched Forrest Gump for like, a long time before then, and I was just blown away. I was like, I can't believe I forgot how fucking amazing this movie is. Like the soundtrack, the movie itself, the cinematography, like there's everything about it is just spot on. And it's Tom Hanks who just always wins. Matteo, what about Heat? Have you watched it? Yeah, Heat is sick, dude. I love Heat. I think I've got it back there. Yeah, Heat is the one. I love Heat. Kind of off topic, I know, but a classic. Yeah, it is an absolute classic. That gun battle in the streets was the guy. I think it was like because they got trained up to use those guns. Um, I think it was like by like Navy SEALs or like SAS or something like that, some kind of special forces. And they were saying Val Kilmer like was like one of the best that they'd ever seen, who hadn't been, fully trained throughout the course of the, who wasn't already some kind of marine or whatever. Yeah, that movie is banging, man. Um, Shanoa, we gave a Hua today to celebrate marriage. What are you doing to me? Is it because like I'm doing like a Ron Burgundy? I'm like reading exactly what's being said here. Um, Shanoa, as you wish. Matteo, well, Wally broke me. The Solitude vibe was very mature, beautiful, but tough. Yeah, I love Wally. Wally's great. It was, yeah, I get what you mean. There's sort of like a nice, something about the, yeah, it's just like quite like a stark movie, but it's filled a lot by like, it's kind of weird to think that like robots sort of fill you with emotions just by watching them. But yeah, no, it was really good, man. I really enjoyed that. Um, okay, we're all laughing as you wish. Jennifer, Andre the Giant, and so many actors are in The Princess Bride. Just everyone's having a go at me for not watching The Princess Bride. I love it. All right. I'll put it on the list. Get off my case. All right. Oh my God, Wally is my favorite. So sad and sweet. Well, that's the thing. It's sort of like, yeah, it's got like everything really. That's sort of a good thing about Pixar is they sort of worked out that they can cater to like the whole family, you know what I mean, with their movies. And they always have in a way, really. Even Toy Story, the first Toy Story ever was like, there's jokes in that you get as you get older. It's a bit like watching The Simpsons when you're older compared to when you're young. Shanoa, I watched Wally with my daughter for movie night on Sunday. I cry every time. Yeah, I can imagine. There's a lot of things in it. Like I said, the first it's like 20 minutes or half an hour of Up. That's it's great, but it's brutal, man. Especially if you're like, yeah, in a bit of a place. Wally and Up were those movies that absolutely broke me. Lol, marriage is what keeps together today. Okay, something's definitely going on here. I don't know. I'm not in on the joke, it would seem. Um, I'm going to send you that meme she is talking about. We are Princess Bride talking in the chat. Oh, okay. So you've all got your own little joke here, and we're not a part of it, is it? Is that what's happening? Outrageous, absolutely outrageous. I can't believe you guys are pulling this shit on me. Let's have a look now. Oh, it's like an actual clip, is it? I can't watch the clip now. That's rude if I'm just watching this at you. How long is it? Don't be mad, be happy now. Here is a pickle. Pickle obsessions. Let's have a look. Oh no, it's 3 minutes. I can't just watch that, you guys. I'll watch it at some point. I'll get up to spec, and we'll be in on the joke on Twitter then. So that's all I have. You have to hear. Okay. Does anyone enjoy horror movies here? Yeah. Okay. Well, favorite horror movies. I don't think it's the same people that we had last time when we talked about horror movies. So yeah, favorite horror movies. Go. Okay, top three movies, guys. Okay, well, I'll tell you what, we'll end with that, I think, when we're going through that. Um, because yeah, that's sort of like a good way. I've got like a few, what do you call it, genres, and then we'll work it into the favorite movies at the end, I reckon. But good idea, Matteo. Very good idea. Oh, Matteo. Um, Me Uncut Gems on Netflix is very good in my opinion. I've not seen that. I've not heard of it even, to be fair. I love horror. My favorite, I think, would be 13 Ghosts. Um, have I seen that? I'd be very surprised if I haven't. Who's in that, Shanoa? I love Rob Zombie horror movies. Yeah, so do I. I love them. I've watched them not that long ago, actually. The trilogy, House of a Thousand Corpses trilogy, or whatever the name of the trilogy is. But yeah, you get what my meaning is. I do like that kind of stuff as well. 13 Ghosts is so good. Derp, hello, Derp. How's it going? How are you today? How are you feeling? We're doing favorite horror movies at the moment. If you want to chip in with that, um, and yeah. So Jennifer Milligan, House of a Thousand Corpses. Yeah, it's. Why did I say your full name then? I will read exactly what's on the screen. House of a Thousand Corpses. Yeah, it's awesome. All of those, Jennifer, so good. House of a Thousand Corpses and Devil's Rejects. Yeah, what's the name of the third one? I can't remember. I keep slipping that keeps slipping my mind because it was so many years after they did the first two movies. Kelly's Corner, 13 Ghosts is so good. I like horror comedy, like Slither. Slither's wicked. Yeah, Slither's a really good one. Um, yeah, not too many people have watched that as well. I thought it was like sort of like a common watch, if you know what I mean. But yeah, not that many people had seen it, or at least not the people that I've talked to about it. May, I have been watching a lot of serial killer thrillers recently, or like Seven and stuff like that. I love Seven. Seven's an amazing film. What's in the box? Smudge Proof, 13 Ghosts is definitely worth a watch. Yeah, I'll have to. It's one of those ones. I know the name obviously, but I don't know it off the top of my head. I can't visualize it, so I'll have to have a look anyway. I'm probably got it on the hard drive. Um, Kelly's Corner, one of my favorite is Mama. Is that a horror movie? I've not heard of that. I don't think. Um, Derp, I'm feeling grape. Is that great? Cool. If I remember correctly, I think you tried having me out on that before. I do have the memory of a sieve, but I do remember the odd thing every now and again. But yeah, favorite horror movie, unless that is the name of a horror movie, in which case I'm intrigued. Shanoa Matthew Lillard is in 13 Ghosts, and other people I cannot remember the names. Yeah, I don't know that name off the top of my head either. Three from Hell was the last one. Yeah, I remember now. Yeah, well, I remember because you told me. But yeah, it's yeah, that's a wicked movie. The first two I think are like the best, but yeah, it's still like a good end to the trilogy. Well, Uncut Gems, Adam Sandler. Hold your thoughts. I know. I was all right, dude. All right. Is a gambling addicted jewelry seller in New York, and wonderful drama. You should watch it if it's your cup of tea. Well, if it's sort of different to, I have this thing where I like when comedians, like comedy actors, do movies that aren't their usual, gamut, if you know what I mean. So, um, like Stranger Than Fiction would be a good example, or for Will Ferrell, or Little Miss Sunshine for Steve Carell. You know what I mean? So it's not like something that you would naturally, from what they've done previously, put them in, but they knock out the park because they're absolutely awesome at it. Robin Williams, 1 Hour Photo, that kind of, if you get my meaning there, Matteo. But yeah, I'll have to check it out. Well, Uncut Gems. Tell you what, I'll write that down because my memory is a sieve. And you say that's on Netflix, yeah? Okay. Shannon, something is in it. Shannon Elizabeth, maybe in what? Oh, in 13 Ghosts, I'm assuming. Oh, yes, and it's freaking amazing. The dude from Monk is in 13 Ghosts. Oh, yeah, now I know who you're talking about. Yes, the dude from Monk. Yeah, he's not, like, sort of big enough for me to remember the name. Matthew Lillard is Shaggy. Oh, from the, like, live action Scooby Doo movie. Okay, I get you. And Without a Paddle, if I remember correctly. 7 is my all-time favorite. I'm watching Kiss the Girls. Yeah, that's a wicked movie too. Just older ones are good right now for some reason. Yeah, have you ever seen Zodiac? I like Zodiac. That was a good one as well. Have you ever seen Dark? No, I don't think so. If it's literally just called Dark, then no, I don't think I've seen that at all. Um, Not a movie, but so good. Not a movie. Well, what is it then? Is it the dark? Like the actual darkness outside? Um, Shanoa Splice is the only horror that actually freaked me out. I think I've seen the last part of Splice. Yeah. Is that who's the director now? He does a lot of weird films if I remember right. Um, yeah, fuck, I won't be able to remember off the top of my head. Derp, I don't know what you're talking about. Derp, you and I both know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Okay. I see you. I see you, man. Matteo, what's the weirdest movie have you ever seen? I have a few. Ooh, well, it depends on what defines. I think I actually have this down here. Yeah, that's literally one of the things I've got down on here to ask in a bit. So, yeah, that's quite funny. Great minds, mate. Great minds. Um, uh, yeah, we'll move on to that in a little bit, I reckon. Yeah, but yeah, I like the fact that you brought that up. That's cool. Um, I don't know what you're talking about. What do you think of Nolan films? Christopher Nolan films? So like Batman Begins, Dark Knight Rises, Inception, Prestige. I can't remember. Prestige is awesome. I love Prestige. That's one of my favorite films. Um, because and it's one that I wish I had it's one of those movies that I talked about last time, I think, where I wish I had the Men in Black memory eraser, where there's a twist in it, and you know you can watch it again, yeah, sure, but you'd love to be able to watch it again knowing without knowing what the twist is, sort of thing. So like another film that was a good example of that is Lucky Number 7. I would love to be able to just sort of erase my brain, or yeah, like an etch a sketch for my brain. That would be good for just watching movies. Um, but yeah, I tend to like Christopher Nolan films. I've not seen the new one. I don't know why everyone freaked out over Inception. It wasn't like mind bending. It was a good movie. Don't get me wrong, but like how everyone was just like, I don't get it. It's crazy. Well, they're in a dream inside a dream inside a dream. Like, well, there you go. Boom. like, like, I've explained it. There we are. It's not crazy, man. Like it's not mind bending science or anything. Um, Okay, what's the weirdest movie you have ever seen? I have a few. Oh, I thought Matteo said that for some reason. Sorry, Kelly. Um, yeah, yeah, like I said, I had that written down, so I'll check that out in a bit. What's the weirdest movie? Oh, yeah, I've read that out already. It's a German series on Netflix. Dark. Okay, no, I've not seen that at all. But if it's on Netflix, I'll check that out. Definitely. Um, Jennifer, weirdest movie UHF with Weird Al. I'd imagine anything with Weird Al is pretty weird. To be fair, it's in the name, to be honest. But yeah, I haven't heard about Weird Al in fucking years. To be fair, um, weirdest movie for me is Teeth. Just ooh, yeah, yeah, that's pretty weird. To be fair, um, I don't know about I can tell you like the movie that I never ever want to see again, and you could class it as weird, I guess. It's Irreversible. I don't want to watch that movie ever again. I don't even want to talk about it. Like it's one of those ones where it's like, yep, okay, I've seen that, and I can sort of get why people say, it's well done and stuff, but there's a scene in that I just yeah, it's fucking gnarly, dude. I don't have the minerals to watch it, I'll put it that way. I certainly would not be allowed to talk about it on a stream on YouTube. So, um, let's have a look. Mandy with Nicolas Cage had me. Mandy? No, I've not heard of that one either. No, Nicolas Cage in The Wicker Man is one of the funniest movies I've ever seen in my whole life, man. Like, because I've seen the first Wicker Man is awesome, and it's set in the I think it's like one of the Shetland Islands or something like that, off the UK, and they've just got this. Yeah, I don't know, man. There's a scene, right? So someone's made like a cut scene of all of the just the wacky bits in The Wicker Man, so you don't have to watch the whole movie. I've watched the whole movie a couple of times because it's just really funny to watch when you're baked. But yeah, if you just type in like Nicolas Cage The Wicker Man, then there's like a abridged version of it on YouTube, and it's one of the funniest movies ever. But it's not meant to be funny. That's what makes it even better. Tenet 2 is from Nolan. Oh, no, I can't remember. Is that one of his older ones or one of his newer ones? I've not. I don't think I've heard of that one either. Jennifer, oh, Saturday Night Fever is also weird to me. Also, John Travolta freaks me out in those movies. Yeah, yeah, I can see that. It's yeah, it is a bit of a weird movie now. You come to fucking say. Matteo, weirdest movie for me, Lost Highways from David Lynch. A beautiful, eerie fever dream with OST powered by Rammstein, original soundtrack powered by Rammstein. Well, yeah, that's going to be pretty weird if it's got Rammstein doing the soundtrack. Bloody hell. Again, I've not checked that out. Lost Highways. You know what's good about these streams is I just get a list of shit to watch. It's brilliant. um, let's have a look. Another weird one was Willy's Wonderland. That sounds kind of weird. Yeah, well, I mean, obviously you said it was weird, but yeah, it sounds a little bit weirder than. Is that like a really sort of like low tier version of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? I don't think I've heard of that either. Shanoa, Teeth is about a girl who grows teeth in her lady bits, and you can imagine the rest of the movie. Yeah, I thought everyone knew that. That was like yeah, that's a really bizarre one. Um, I thought everyone had seen that. It's one of those movies that was so like, you know, man, have you seen this? This is so fucking weird at the time that like I just figured that everyone had seen it, even if they hadn't watched it all the way through. Kelly's Corner says to Shanoa, I have gathered up the courage to watch it. May, the platform was strange, just a weird premise. The platform was messed up. Okay, so that's another weird one to check out. Tusk is also creepy and strange. Yeah, that is weird. Yeah, no, I have seen that. I saw that a little while ago now. Kelly's Corner. I've also seen some weird Japanese ones. Oh well, yeah. If we're getting into that, then whoa, that's like a whole genre in itself, really, isn't it? Of things to talk about. I have a tendency to watch weird stuff when bored. Yeah, it's I'm trying to think what's like the weirdest um movie from that part of the world. Um Probably one of my favorite horrors actually, now that I come to think of it, because it's not a horror like they tend to do over here now, where it's just like really gory and fucking, kind of easy to predict, is A Tale of Two Sisters. That movie had me sort of second guessing, going at, looking in cupboards and stuff like that for like a week afterwards. I was like, man, it's a freaky movie because I had like an ex-girlfriend years ago who just was like, she was really into all of that kind of stuff. And she showed me like Old Boy and Ichi the Killer and all of those kinds of movies. And yeah, she showed me that one. I was like, "Oh." That one's freaky. I think that's the key point and the key point of difference for maybe like Western cinema and like Asian or Far East cinema, I'm not sure what the correct terminology would be, is they do freaky much better than we do over here, I think. I think anyway. Um, let's have a look and get caught up here. Um, Jennifer Shanoa, what the hell? That sounds insane. What did Shanoa say? Oh, Teeth. Yeah, 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 yeah. Again, I thought Teeth. I thought everyone had heard about Teeth, man. Yeah, that's yeah, it is pretty weird. It's pretty weird. It's had a whole generation of dudes just be like, "Mm." I'm not watching that movie. The platform was so weird, but so good at the same time. Should know it. It's mess, Jennifer, and so poorly filmed. It's bad all around. Oh, so it's a bad movie. See, I do like bad, like that's a whole other thing to talk about as well, is like really shit movies, like the kind of movies that you get like purposely shit though, like off the sci-fi channel, like Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus, and what are the ones, uh so like Arachno Quake, and Tasmanian Devils. Now I remember, like, when I used to smoke a lot of weed, I used to like record all of those on the TiVo, and then me and my mates on the weekend would just watch like really bad movies, just for shits and giggles, really. But yeah, anything that like well, Transmorphers was another one. It's like, come on, man, you so badly want to be Transformers. Um, it's mess, Jennifer. Okay, so Kelly's Corner. It's with Nicholas too. Oh, Nicholas Cage. He gets around, doesn't he? Bloody hell. Well, I think he had to pay off like a really big tax bill or something like that. So that's why he had to do like a lot of really shitty movies at one point. Um, Five Nights at Freddy's. Okay. Kelly's Corner is with. Oh no, why don't I read that again? Shanoa, the most hilarious horrors I love is Idle Hands. Oh my god, I love that movie. It's so 90s. It's brilliant. Um, I do like watching stuff that's like super blatantly 90s like that. And it also had The Offspring in it, and I used to be a huge fan of The Offspring back in the day. Yeah, yeah. I'm just remembering the bit when the hand comes down. Yeah, if you haven't seen it, watch it. It's a good laugh. It's a really good laugh. Don't take it seriously. It's called Idle Hands, for fuck's sake. Um, you're absolutely right. I tend to be more freaked out watching Asian horror than Western horror. That's the thing. It's the freakiness that I think is like the big point of difference. Yeah, like I say, um, like The Room. Yes. So okay, we are talking about the shit movies. The Room is amazing. So bad. It's so fucking bad, and that guy is so far up his own ass. Um, I could watch that again and again and again. It's brilliant. Um, no one's good at acting in that film either. I need to watch the is it called The Disaster Piece, where it's like the movie that James Franco did on The Room. Um, yeah, it's he's just so, that movie is ridiculous. Piranha, Piranha, Double D. Yeah, I haven't seen that, but yeah, but pretty much along those lines. Deep Blue Sea, maybe you could sort of, is sort of on the cusp of that. It's maybe saved because it has Samuel Jackson in it. Sharknado, yeah, you know where I'm coming from on that. Like, just shit movies. Those are just the funnest to watch. Man on Fire and Inside Man with Denzel Washington, very nice. Man on Fire is like the only film that sort of will make everyone at the very end, will make everyone pretty fucking emotional in the room, because you've been through so much in that movie with him. I'm obviously not going to spoil anything, but yeah, it's one of those ones that like makes my sister and my mum cry when we watched it. And yeah, we like, me and my dad were just like, yes, right, because not supposed to do that. um, yeah, and Inside Man's really good. I really enjoyed that. But Man on Fire is that's an all timer. That is, in my eyes. If you're talking about like all time action movies, I think that's brilliant. It's a shame about Tony Scott, man. May May. oh my god, Man on Fire is something I can watch so often. It's just a ridiculously good movie. The cinematography is banging. All the actors are banging. Dakota Fanning when she was, is it Fanning? Is that the name? When she was young, because she's in The Alienist now, which is on Netflix, and that's really cool too. You should check that out if you've not watched that. Um, but yeah, really good film. Really good film. Let's have a look now. Uh, That's bullshit. I did not hit her. Oh, hi, Mark. Yeah. 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 Hey, doggy. That fucking movie. I'm gonna end up watching that probably tomorrow, maybe. No, I've got to do a video day after, day after. Um, Eli Roth horror, I always like. It's bloody and well filmed. Well, yeah, that's the thing. I found that I saw Hostel in the cinema back in the day. It is always really well filmed. That's the thing. But I think it's sort of they kicked off a bit more of like the it went through like a spade with horror, I think a spate with horror where it was just it only had to be gory if it was Western. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's where Asian movies sort of crept in with a lot more it was just like a lot more sort of nuance to it, if you know what I mean. Um, but I do enjoy that kind of stuff. I'm not going to pretend like I don't. I mean, I'll watch like old Nightmare on Elm Street and I remember I was watching all of these films in my last place where I was living. I watched all of the Nightmare on Elm Street in order, all of the Halloweens, all of the Children of the Corn. My mate was like, you're not doing this with Children of the fucking Corn, man." I was like, "I've got to, dude. I've got to. I've started something here. I've got to see it through." Um, Matteo, May May, have you seen the alternative ending on YouTube? I have, yeah. Because I had like the special edition DVD back in the day. Um, yeah, yeah. It's interesting that they did the two. I think I like the one that they kept on Man of Fire. This is Shinoa. I love Eli Roth. I went to his haunted house on Vegas a few years ago. Didn't even know that was a thing. That sounds cool. Maybe there are a whole genre like Human Centipede that are creepy and terrifying. Yeah, Human Centipede is wild. Like, I, I think they got up to quite a high number of like, if I'm remembering right, that is of movies of that. You know, because that it's sort of like Saw, where like Saw is just like I don't even know how many movies there are now, but like it seems like any horror movie that does remotely well, just then becomes like a massive franchise, then doesn't it? Uh, no, I haven't, Matteo. I didn't even know that was a thing. Yeah, you should check it out. Check it out for your own, nosiness, if nothing else. Kelly's Corner, Human Centipede is just a whole other level of oh my god, yeah, that's fucking weird. Shinoa, who filmed Drag Me to Hell? It was good, really gross. See, I I tapped out at the evil handkerchief. It was what's his fucking face? The guy who did Evil Dead and Sam Raimi, because it was like his big horror after doing Spider-Man. He's like coming back to horror. I remember because me and my girlfriend at the time, who I was telling you about, who was into all of the freaky movies, we were like, "Oh my god, we'll go watch it. It'll be sick." And then we went and saw it, and I remember specifically the bit where the handkerchief just becomes all possessed, and we just looked at each other and we were like, okay, it's that kind of film now, is it? Fair enough. Yeah. Um, I watched both Human Centipede 1 and 2. I can't decide which one is better. I I I've seen the first one, I haven't seen the second. I thought they did more than that, honestly, but I might just be thinking of Saw. Um, Matteo, Maymay, it will blow your mind. Yeah. No, it will. Definitely do it, Maymay. Definitely do it. Smudge, I love the creepiness of it. Of It Follows. I've got that ready to watch. I haven't seen that yet. Um, Shinoa, Children of the Corn. That movie gave me nightmares. I snuck it. I snuck it when I was younger. I definitely haven't rewatched it. Yeah, as a result, I sort of have a deep distrust of like names like sort of Malachi and shit like that. Do you know what I mean? Like the sort of those Amishy type names. Just like I don't know why. It just like they creep me out, man. Um, I'm sure there's nice people who have those names. I'm not shitting on that, but yeah, I'm a bit like if they're near a cornfield and they're called like Eli or something, then I'm like, all right, dude. what what's going on there? Put the scythe down. Put that fucking scythe down. Um, I don't think I've seen It Follows. As Above, So Below was really creepy and good. I again, I don't think I've heard of it. Maybe I might have. Like, Get Out is probably the obvious one that no one's talked about. That's a wicked film. I love Get Out. I haven't seen the follow up to that. It's not a sequel, but like a follow up from the same director. Thank you, Matteo. I just saved it to watch later. Yeah. If you really love Man on Fire, then you should definitely check it out. Maybe for sure. Smudge Proof, Doctor Giggles, Creep Me Out, like that Shanoa. Excuse me. Um, Doctor Giggles. Again, I don't think I've heard this. There's a lot of horror movies that are being thrown around that I've just not even heard, and I'm quite shocked by that, if I'm being honest. Also, if you enjoy anime, ooh, watch my pronunciation go out the window. Jinro, don't know. Give a trailer a go, and I'm sure you will be interested if you feel like watching something heavy and beautiful. Yeah, I'll check it out. Jinro. Let's have a look. Jinro. Okay, turn the um, volume down on that if I'm just going to be getting notifications. Oh, I was turning it up. There we go. Okay, so Dr. Gill's creeped me out. Like Children of the Corn, I mean. Okay, yeah, I read that one from Matteo. Jennifer, listen, just because I stand by a cornfield with a scythe, I'm just trying to say hi. If that's what you say, then we'll see. Well, we got a social distance anyway, but instead of 6 feet, maybe I'll do 12 to begin with, just to give myself a head start. Shanoa, As Above, So Below is about people going into Paris catacombs. Oh, I might have heard of that actually. Yeah, no, that sounds familiar to me. So good. Yeah, I'll check that out too. As Above, So Below, So Below. Okay. Okay. Dr. Giggles is from the 90s. Time for dinner. Bye, everyone. Talk to you later. Enjoy your dinner. Have a lovely time. See you later. Smudge Proof. I wasn't impressed by As Above, So Below. Oh, so I've just written it down. It's not even like worth watching, is it? I'll watch the trailer first, at least. It's about. So Kelly's saying it's about a group going into the going into catacombs in Paris in search of a treasure. Excuse me. May May, wait. It was just us. Ah, okay. I don't know what that means. Jennifer, I remember that movie Smudge. I didn't want to go to the dentist after that damn movie. Yeah, well, don't watch Marathon Man straight after that. Then, in that case, Kelly is saying, "As Above, So Below" wasn't that creepy to me, but still nice to watch. Oh, so it's a nice, pleasant watch, is it? Matteo, bye bye, Shanoa. All the best and stay safe. There we go. Kelly, have a nice dinner, Shanoa. Everyone's saying ta Jennifer, it was so young and my friends passed out on top of me. I couldn't move and couldn't fall asleep. I was so mad at them. Okay. There we go. As Above, So Below was also pretty good. By Natasha and saying bye to Shanoa. And there we go. I think we're all caught up there. I called us. This Is Us, like the TV show. I called us This Is Us, like the TV show. I'm still not. Maybe I'm being a bit dense there, but I don't get what that means. I don't think I've ever heard of that TV show. I don't know. Anyway, so seems like we've come to a head on the horror. This was the one after Get Out. Oh, right. Okay, okay, okay. I'm with you now. It makes sense. Um, so you were calling it This Is Us, right? Right. Okay. The pieces are coming together. Um, you know, the cogs are working. Don't worry. A good movie you'd probably enjoy is The Handmaid. Okay. Oh, pop it on the list. Okay, so we definitely can see that we're all fully into the horror movies. So that's pretty cool. It's Korean. Oh well, that'll be interesting. I haven't watched anything from that part of the world in a little while actually, so I should probably do that. Um, okay, so what I thought next is we have a look at thriller and suspense. So this can cover, also like crime and gangster movies, sort of, well, basically what I said, thriller and suspense. So shoot with what your favorites are in that regards. It's quite broad, I know, but we're not limiting ourselves here, man. We're trying to figure out what everyone's into. The Handmaid isn't horror, but the twists are so good. Well, I like movies with twists, so that makes sense. I'll check that out definitely, Kelly. So yeah, sort of, I guess what Kelly's saying here. So movies with twists, anything that's sort of like a, yeah, like I say, like a crime or a gangster movie, thriller, suspense. So this can include like your Seven. You can even throw like Fight Club or something like that in there. Do you know what I mean? Or Public Enemy. You get what I'm saying? Walk Among the Tombstones. I just watched again yesterday. That's one actually I have not watched yet. So again, that is going on the list. I don't think I have anyway. Who's in that? Walk Among the Tombstones. Is I know. Walk Among the Tombstones. Okay, there we are. Yeah, tell me who was in that, mate, because I might have seen that. That's the thing when you've watched so many movies, sometimes you just bloody forget full blown. The Godfather, well, that was an obvious one, yes. But the reason why it's obvious is because it's quality. I love all the Godfather movies. I'm strange like that. Yeah, well, they're brilliant movies. There's nothing strange about that. Like I said, the third one is always the most questionable one in a lot of people's eyes. Um, but you know, it was never going to be easy following two at the end of the day, is it? Or part two. But yeah, they're both amazing films. When I was younger, I used to just watch basically exclusively gangster movies when I was in high school. Like Gangster Number One is a really good one as well. Um, yeah, just plenty. Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels, Snatch. You know, those are those three there are British ones, so I'm not sure how syndicated they are. Thriller, Ghost in the Shell, the anime, made me feel very blue. I've actually never watched that, but it is. I've got to sort of hype myself up to watch an anime. To be honest with you, although I really did like, is it Howl's Moving Castle? Because that's based on a like a Welsh fairy tale, and I live in Wales, so there's the link there. But yeah, I probably, but a lot of people tell me to like watch stuff like Attack on Titan and things like that. So I need to pull my finger out really. Liam Neeson, is that a movie, or are you just saying anything with Liam Neeson in and his set of skills? Okay, Taken. There we go. Yeah, Taken is wicked. To be fair, it's a shame he fucked himself over with that mad stuff that he said. Really, because you have not really, no one's really heard from him since. Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking saying that stuff in an interview, but oh well. Ad Astra is so good. Not heard of that. Is that like a where's that movie from? I've not heard of that at all. Matteo, unpopular opinion. I think Godfather 3 is a good movie. Yeah, I think it's good. I just, it's not Godfather Part 2, is it? There's some people who really shit on it, and I think that's unnecessary. But yeah, I think it's a good movie in its own right for sure. but you would never like part 2 is just so good and it was so perfect in a lot of different ways that, you know, it was never gonna hold up to that, but it doesn't stop it from being a good movie, definitely not. Guy Ritchie is the best, I watch all those. Yeah, Guy Ritchie's the one. Especially back then when he used to do sort of that particular brand, if you know what I mean. That was pretty cool. Um, Boondock Saints is one of my favorites. Yeah, I haven't seen that in ages, like absolutely ages. And yeah, yeah, I've read all that. I love those guys, Jennifer. Oh, from Boondock Saints, yeah, okay. Shutter Island, yeah, Shutter Island is an awesome movie. I really like that. I really like that movie. Um, I think the guy who wrote the book of that also wrote Mystic River, if I'm not mistaken. Matteo, I Am Legend, also a very solid movie. I Am Legend, yeah, yeah. So, the bit with the dog man. Yeah, it is a really good movie. That is a really good movie. I did feel it seemed a bit rushed at the end, but maybe it's just because the zombies were CGI, and I just wasn't really used to that at that point because we'd already had like the Dawn of the Dead remake, Shaun of the Dead, 28 Days Later. I think 28 Weeks Later had been out at that point as well, maybe. Um, so yeah, it felt a bit weird having sort of zombie-esque characters, but in the books they're not even zombies; they're sort of vampire type characters. So yeah, it's quite weird. Um, May lol no Walk Among the Tombstones is a Liam Neeson movie. Um, oh, okay, I didn't know that. Please watch Ad Astra. Okay, I'll put it down. I'll put it on the list. I'll put it on the list. All right, all right. Got a lot of homework today so far, which is always a good thing. It's never bad. Ad Astra is a sci-fi thriller. It's with Brad Pitt. Oh, well, I'm quite surprised that I haven't heard of it then, really. But as we've established, I don't know every film, so I shouldn't be too surprised. Oh yeah, Shutter Island is a good one. It's so good. It's really good, man. I think it's underrated as well. That's another thing. Um, I do like it when you have those kinds of movies that are a bit underrated because when you then recommend them to someone, it sort of turns their brain into shit. And I like that. I like that sort of that moment where they're like, "Man, this is such a good film." You're like, "I told you, dude. I fucking told you." I love space movies and Brad Pitt movies though, so I'm going to always push that. Yeah, well, it's yeah, so like I'm trying to think the last really good space. I really liked Moon. Like Moon was a really good one for me. I liked Interstellar, but I do like sort of it's kind of what Matteo touched on before, where it's just sort of like sort of a desolate emptiness to a movie. Like I appreciate a lot of movies where it's just like one actor or maybe just two or three actors sort of thing. Um, That's sort of why Alien works really well. I know there's more than 2 or 3 actors in that, but it's because it's so empty, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't just like, Aliens was all out, balls out, here's the guy who did Terminator 2 sort of thing, so it's always gonna be like an action movie, but there was something about the first Alien that was just quite weirdly peaceful, and then carnage, and then weirdly peaceful, and then carnage, you know? So yeah, no, I get you on that. Yeah, the part with the dog was tough. Yeah, well, that's one of the only times that I remember there was this thing years ago. It was like, I mean, this was back when I was in high school. I was like, times when it's okay for a guy to cry, and it's like when a dog dies heroically trying to save its master was on one of them, and then like me and my mates were watching this movie, and we were like, not now, not now. It was brutal, man. Anything to do with a dog's gonna fuck you up at the end of the day, isn't it? Um, Kelly, The Sixth Sense, yeah, yeah, with Bruce Willis is really nice too. It is again. I wish that I could watch that without knowing because here's the thing. So when I watched that, that was like the movie of the moment when I was younger. I was in high school, so I must have been in like year 8, I think. So that would be about 12, 13, I guess. And I remember this mate came in and he was like, "Oh yeah, my brother took me to see Sixth Sense, or like maybe he got like a copy of it or something like that." And then he just told everyone, and you're like, "You fuckhead, man!" Like you get like because you can watch it still, that's fine, but it's like it would have been much better if you didn't know the ending. You know what I mean? It's such a dick move to tell the ending of movies. It's it's bang out of order, quite honestly. Um, okay, so I just listened to the I Am Legend book last week. That's a weird coincidence. Yeah, I've actually got. Well, I think it's in my bed. But yeah, I've got like a bunch of books from sort of that became movies. Like sort of like A Scanner Darkly is one of my favorite in that sense where it. But some movies are better watching. Some movie book sort of combinations is better watching the movie and then reading the book. And Scanner Darkly is a really good example of that, where you watch the movie and the movie is brilliant. You watch it for what it is, and it's like sort of this like just rotoscoping, you know, tweaking sort of movie, and it's brilliant, and to do with like the mind and everything. And then you read the book and it just sort of expands on what you've seen. And like, I think it works that way anyway. I think it works really well reading the book after the movie, but it doesn't always work that way with that kind of combination. um okay, so Departed and Heat, top quality in criminal film category. Yeah, I've got both of those up there. Departed is sick, man. I love The Departed. Lucky Number 11, I'm going to put up there too. I really like that. And it's got a really cool sort of point in it where things sort of change around. And I always appreciate that. But yeah, The Departed was amazing, um, because it was also a. It, it was a film that was based on Infernal Affairs. I think maybe just based on the first one, because it was like three in the end, and it goes a bit like it goes a bit pretty weird in the third one. But the the part is one of those examples where it wasn't it was its own film. You know what I mean? So like when like Old Boy wasn't really its own film. It was just sort of when it was remade in the States, it sort of was like whitewashed Old Boy. You know what I mean? But The Departed is 100% its own film. It just has these little parts where it joins up and sort of syncs with the original. So it doesn't dampen on the original, and the original doesn't give everything away for the Departed. So yeah, it works really well. It's probably one of the best examples of that I've ever seen, to be fair. Um, Heat is so 90s, featuring also one of the car icon of the era, BMW 8 CSI. I'm not a car guy, so I don't sort of identify with that aspect of things, but I do identify with the fact that Heat is an amazing film. It is a really good film, top-notch film. I hate spoilers. Yeah, it's just the worst, especially when it's like when someone does it on purpose. Um, yeah, that really fucking annoys me. Um, because it's like well, I know something you don't, and then well, I'm not going to tell you, and then they do, and it's like, you know, if we were in like a bit more of a like if a crazier time, then maybe I would have just like given you a slap, man. But you can't really do that. Jennifer, it blew your mind when you find out. I remember watching it and being so freaked out by The Sixth Sense. Yeah, that was one of those movies that everyone was talking about. 100%, everyone was talking about it. So naturally, if you didn't see it straight away, you were gonna know because everyone parried it as well afterwards. That was the other thing. Um, so if you watch like Scary Movie for some crazed reason, um, well, yeah, you're gonna sort of get some kind of spoiler out of that even. But then that's a movie of like parody and spoilers at the end of the day. So you can't be too disappointed in that sense. But yeah, I get what you mean totally. Um, Caddy's Corner. That's why sorry, I missed Matt there. Um, Max, of style, plot, character, and development. Yeah, 100%. It was yeah, you don't get too many, like, of those kinds of movies where a lot of it is put into the style of it. Was it Michael Mann who did that? Because I remember he went a bit overboard with that with the Miami Vice remake, um, where it was all style, you know what I mean? He didn't sort of find the good center. It must have been because he went on and so he did Heat, and then ages afterwards he did Collateral, didn't he? And Collateral was really good. I fucking love that movie. I think Tom Cruise is really good in that fucking movie. And but then he did Miami Vice, and it was like, you just sort of took the stylization to a bit of a crazy level there, mate. It wasn't the worst movie ever, but it was like I, I probably wouldn't watch it again. To be fair, that's why I avoid Twitter on Fridays. People are so quick with One Division spoilers. Luckily, I haven't seen any spoilers to that. I need to actually get my ass into gear and watch that. Really, I haven't watched any of it. Matteo, spoilers killed for me all Breaking Bad series. Yeah, that's again, if you don't keep up to spec with things like Game of Thrones, then is another example of that. Because it's like there's like part of the zeitgeist at that point, then everyone is going to talk about these kinds of things, you know what I mean? So it's a shame. It's definitely a shame in that aspect. Um, Agent Cobra for being so 80s is also enjoyable, yeah. I like Enemy of the State and espionage type movies. Yeah, I haven't seen that movie in bloody ages. Um, I'm trying to think of movies sort of like that really. Well, you know what was kind of funny is Mission Impossible 3 was on the other day, and I think that's definitely um, the best Mission Impossible, I think, anyway. How is that making noise when I turn the mute all the way down? Oh, I don't know. Fuck it. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. I would say that. Like, I do like those kinds of espionage type movies. Okay, I'm going to put this down here. um, yeah. I think we've sort of gone through that one there. So, the next one I was going to put. Oh, hang about. Matteo, Angels and Demons was good for espionage type movies. Yeah, I thought that was also better than the first one. I can't remember what it was. Oh, the Da Vinci Code, of course it was. Yeah, Angels and Demons was good, and I haven't seen that in a while. Yeah, Tom Hanks's hair was pretty whack in that. I remember. Okay, so the next one I was going to say was biopics. So like the Bohemian Rhapsody movie on Freddie Mercury. Do you get what I mean? So like movies that are about like famous people. Any ideas of what people? Maybe people are into them. Maybe people aren't because I know that they can be a little bit of an acquired taste. But what would be your favorites on those? If no one's got any, then I've got a backup one for that then. Anybody? No? The Doors with Val Kilmer. I'm so glad you said that. Yeah, it's a long movie as well. But yeah, that's a brilliant movie. Um, Kelly's Corner, Bohemian Rhapsody is so good. It's fantastic. Really, really good. I mean, he got it spot on. That's the thing. See, um, Jennifer. I wish they would do a big screen biopic of Gabrielle Coco Chanel. Yeah, that would be interesting. Actually, it's you don't. Yeah, actually, that's a fair point. You sort of wonder why they haven't already. That seems a bit of a waste for them not to have done that because there's so many people who, cause, they tend to be about people who are quite um how do you say, like, flamboyant, quite, like, larger than life because, no one wants to see a biopic about the bass player from a band, you know what I mean? Who, like, no one remembers the name of, rarely, at least. So, yeah, it seems, um Yeah, that seems to be a bit, yeah, well, yeah, that is now that you said that, actually, that does make it should. We should petition it. Um, Kelly's Corner, there was a Portuguese one of a Portuguese icon singer, or icon Portuguese singer. It's so good too. Well, if it's so good, then why aren't you saying the name? That's all I'm gonna say. um, I've got to actually look. There was a Jimi Hendrix one that I thought was pretty good. I've got it over here. Oh, that's it. Yeah, All Is by My Side, and he's played by um, is it Andre 3000 from Outcast? Yeah, yeah, no, it is him definitely, and he's really good as Jimi Hendrix. It's yeah, that was a good one too. Um, ooh, my pronunciation skills would be put to the test with that. How do you say that? Varia varicose? I'm not even gonna try. Copy and paste it and put it into Google so that I don't make a mug of myself on this stream. The thing is, right, I've never been good with like languages outside of English really. To the point where when I was doing my German GCSE, it came to the point of doing the exam. Like I think like a few months out, and they said, "Listen, you don't have to do this one, if you don't want to." I was like, thank fuck, man, because I'm just not good. Because I say everything in my regular accent, so it doesn't match a lot of the time with how I say things, unless I try really hard and like have to say the word again and again and again and again just to get it. Because I don't know what it is. I'm just not very good at it. Some people have that gift. Some people can like learn 6 languages and they get it spot on, and then you get people like me. I think you can find it with English subtitles. Yeah, I'll copy and paste that when when this posts up. Then in that case, because there's some things on that word that just aren't on my keyboard. Il Divo is a movie about Italian politician Andreatti. See, I'm so bad at it. Andreatti. I'm assuming that's how it is. Okay, cool. Frost Nixon was a good one actually. I was thinking that just then. It's not a biopic, is it? Because it's about a specific event, I guess. But they still both did a really good job of it. I thought. Jennifer, I'd love to see a biopic about George Michael. Also, I loved him. Yeah, that's a fair point. I would have thought they would have done that too already. Actually, thinking about it, if they'd done Elton John, then that sort of goes hand in hand. Really, they were both very much of the same era, um, and both of the same, standing within that community as well. So yeah, that makes total sense. Oh Lord, yeah, yeah. This is I'm bad at. I'll put my hands up. I am bad at it. I just don't crucify me too much, okay? Has anyone watched Jojo Rabbit? Oh, is that the one? It's sort of like about the Boy Scouts or like Hitler Youth or something like that. I think I've seen the trailer for it. It looks quite like it looks quite strange, if you know what I mean. Um, I think I haven't seen the movie, but I think I know what you're talking about. I think the founder with Michael Keating about a guy who started McDonald's is good. Yeah, um, that was one that I meant to watch actually, and what's his face? Matt Damon was in a really good one called The Informant. I don't know if anyone's seen that. Um, yeah, that's mad. There's quite a few. I mean, where they're not like outrageously famous, but they're still like really good movies about real life characters as well. So yeah, I'm not discounting that either. Jojo Rabbit is great. Um, Taika Waititi, don't know if I pronounced that right, is amazing. I think I got that right. Um, it's so good. How many of our generation were conceived with George Michael? That song was a population growth booster, yeah, I can imagine. JoJo is very good, and it has a Wes Anderson. I love Wes Anderson films, yeah, I like that kind of weirdness in a movie, to be fair, um, where they definitely have their own style as well, that's always a good one. Um, yeah, even he did, Fantastic Mr. Fox as well, didn't he? If I'm pretty sure that's right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, which is pretty weird, like, when you think about all the other films that he's done, but, Fantastic Mr. Fox is a banger, man. That's a really he's a sleeper, and I don't think as many people thought that was a as good as it actually was. Um, you should watch it. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out, Jojo Rabbit, 'cause, I've definitely heard it. I've definitely heard it. I think I know who's in it, but I don't know the names off the top of my head. Um, yeah, I just watched that the other day. Yeah, I haven't watched too many movies, I've been on a spree, if you know what I mean. Just been, like, the odd one here and there, so I should probably do that, but, I get caught up in stuff like American Horror Story and stuff like that, and then, you just end up watching, like, seasons and seasons and seasons. Um, you're gonna you're gonna end the stream with movies to watch for a whole month. Well, yeah, it seems like that's gonna be the case, so I'm definitely, down for that. That seems alright to me. Okay, so I don't know if we fully went into it, but the next one I had was weirdest movies. But I think I have a feeling that we did sort of cover it really, didn't we? Yeah, I've definitely got a lot of movies here on my list, which is like just a nice byproduct, really. That's the thing. Everyone loves talking about movies at the end of the day, don't they? But yeah, you guys feel that we covered weird movies? Did you guys all say your piece at that point? I sort of think we did, but you know, I want to make sure that everyone got in their suggestions. Got a Japanese weird one. Okay, fire away. Next page. Go for it. Shoot. Come on, guys. Gotta have some weird movies out there somewhere. No doubt. It's called Midori from '92. Okay. Now, when I say weird, this isn't like gnarly, is it? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not gonna like fuck me up. I have one weirdest movie. Ooh, that is not one I'm going to try. But I think you did that on purpose just to try and get me to try and pronounce it and to make me look silly. Bloody hell. Salo. Oh, let me try. All right, we're on a stream. I'm here to entertain. At the end of the day, why not? Um, Salo le 120. Giornate di Sodoma. Oh my days. Oh, I don't know. That's the thing. There's no what do you call it? There's no uh I don't say any of these things with authority. It's always like I'm saying it as a question when I'm trying to pronounce these words. Um it's anime. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, it's going to be pretty weird then if that's the case. Tell me what you think when you see it. Okay, well, that might be in a little, while in terms of like, it might be in a month's time. I've got quite a few to get through at the moment. Matteo, Brunello, plot, fascist people snatch people from a village to, oh, okay, for 120 days. Um, that sounds pretty gnarly. Um, yeah, so that's why I don't like watching Irreversible because there's like a 20-minute scene like that in it, and it's like, I don't know, dude. Like, if there's like a story to it, and it's not just like watching that kind of stuff, then yeah, that's one thing. But yeah, I don't know if I want to watch 120 days worth of that really. I was just telling someone in Twitter, Netflix has a watch something button where it picks a random movie for you. Does it? I have found weird there, but I can't think of names. Fair. I didn't even know it had that functionality. Matteo, man, you did pretty good for pronunciation. Well, I did my best. What the Matteo? Yeah, I was sort of thinking that. Donnie Darko is weird, but everyone has seen it. I assume, yeah, I've seen Donnie Darko and Southland Tales as well. Um, Midori animation is freaking weird. Um, yeah, so Donnie Darko is sort of entry level weird, I think, really. It's quite funny because, well, it depends on what your definition of funny is, I guess. But the, we were seeing on Twitter the other day all the car, not car, the plane engine parts moving because like that engine just combusted, and then there was another um, plane. I can't remember where, but it was somewhere in America too, where a huge chunk of that fell off, and I don't know if it went into a house or right next to a house. It was one of the two, um, and that was under the hashtag of Donnie Darko, because obviously there's that bit in Donnie Darko where that happens, which I thought was pretty wild. There's eye licking in there, just a small glimpse of the weirdness. What, they lick someone else's eye or they lick their own eye? Because that person might be a lizard, man. If that's the case, I don't know. But yeah, I, yeah, it's I don't know about that one, Matteo. I mean, if it's like if it's not just all that, then I can sort of get my head around it a bit. But if it is just that, then yeah, I couldn't make it through Irreversible, dude. So I doubt I'd be able to make it through that. But if it's a piece of art and you like it, then you do you, I guess. Um, Someone else's. Oh, that's weird. That's pretty weird. Huh? Like licking someone else's eye. That's a bit minging. Like Rocky Horror Picture Show is great weird. Yeah, that's not really, that's quite tame weird, I guess. Um, you'll see. Okay, Matteo. The thing is, that film was also from Pasolini, who made the history of Italian filmography. It was made in the 70s, and even for today's standard, is crazy. Oh wow, okay. So if it was in the if it was in the 70s, it's not. I wouldn't know. I don't know. I'll look it up. I'll put it that way. I'll look it up. But yeah, I was a safe judgment, man. 120 days is quite extreme. Um, Time Bandits, Doctor Parnassus. Yeah, Doctor Parnassus is weird. It's a shame that they did that with because they had to do the rest of it without Heath Ledger, of course, didn't they? Which was a shame. I think I see what they were doing and everything, but um, yeah, I think it would have been better with him in it. To be fair, so it's an old movie, Jesus. Yeah, so it's not like if it was like a recent movie and you went, oh yeah, it's this director that maybe I've heard of, then it'd be like, okay, maybe I can get my head around that a bit, sort of thing. But the 70s is a weird vault, man. There's a lot of weird shit that came from that time, movies and otherwise. Not going to describe that at all. Um, Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. My art teacher made us watch that when we were 13. Oh, it can't be. I can't be too gnarly then, if that's the case. Cabinet of. I don't know, unless your art teacher was pretty messed up in the head of Dr. Caligari. Okay. Okay, so I think we've covered weird. So the last one, well, I just had sort of two things to cover. to cover. Like, I'm just basically just seeing what's up. Um, so favorite TV shows, and this is like we're not gonna put this into like genres like we have done movies. I think with movies it's better to do that, but I think with TV shows it's just like what are your favorites? It doesn't have to be ultimate favorite, but if you have like like a top three or whatever, then feel free to pop them down. Um, so yeah, I'm trying to think what mine would be then. I definitely like American Horror Story. Scrubs for me is kind of unbeatable. Do you know what? Right with Scrubs, I used to like it, and then I don't know if it's this thing where like sometimes this happens, mind. Um, when you go back and you watch something and you're like, this isn't quite as funny as I remember. And I used to really like it. This is the thing. I was like, I thought it was the funniest thing ever. Um, or maybe I just like went back and watched like the wrong episodes or something like that because I think it definitely had a heyday of season 1 to season 4. Maybe 5 can be chucked in there too. But yeah, I don't know. It just sort of um yeah, I don't know. Like anything where they sort of added in the rest of the Doctors, I sort of switched off a little bit after that anyway. But yeah, there's some TV shows. You go back and you watch like really old American sitcoms. Sometimes they work out and sometimes they don't. Um, so yeah, I had a bit of a thing with Scrubs where I was like, this isn't quite as funny because I just sort of saw JD as a fucking dickhead, man. There were so many things that I was like, God, you could have avoided a lot of this shit like, if you just got out of your own way. And in fact, a lot of them really. So yeah, I don't know, man. Like maybe I just went back and watched the wrong episodes or something, but or maybe I just wasn't in the right mind frame. But I used to be fully invested in Scrubs at one point. I had all the DVDs up until season 5, I think it was. Um, Criminal Minds and Brooklyn Nine Nine. Yeah, Criminal Minds is good. Brooklyn Nine Nine. Yeah, yeah, that is awesome. I do like that. American Horror Story. Yeah, that's banging. May May, Breaking Bad, and that motorcycle show I can't think of with Jax. Oh, Sons of Anarchy, Criminal Minds, and old CSI. Yeah, I do like a lot of sort of crime-based stuff, if you know what I mean. Um, you're right. Maybe the trick for me is not watching now. I'm afraid. Oh, this is Matteo talking about Scrubs, by the way. I'm afraid that I won't like it very much. The old saying about childhood heroes, that was sort of what happened for me, man. Like it was like one of those things where I yeah, I was just like uh, I'll give an example, right? And I think I've done this before where do you know how like everyone was going mad over Austin Powers when it first came out? And I'll admit, like when it first came out, I thought it was all right. I thought there was some good bits in it, mine. There was some like funny bits, but like overall, I didn't think it was like the best movie of all time. But I remember it was on the TV like not last year, but the year before, and me and my mate were watching it, and we didn't laugh once. And then we turned to each other, and we were like, "Well, never gonna fucking watch that ever again, man. That's awful." But the good thing is, Wayne's World still stands up. So it's weird how it works out. So yeah, it's sort of weird. I think, but Mike Myers was never like a childhood hero of mine. I just really liked Wayne's World, and I could take or leave the rest really. Um, I watched Scrubs and Friends and Seinfeld too much. Again, I think this is the thing. So when I used to have like Comedy Central on all the time, so like for me, Friends is unwatchable now because I've seen them all so many times. So it's almost like there's no surprise funny aspect to it because it was always on. It's just like, oh well, daytime TV, what's on, Friends, stick that on. And maybe I can like leave these things like a certain amount of time and then go back to them and find them funny. But yeah, some of them I just don't at all. Uh excuse me. The Haunting of Bly's Manor. I've heard that's good. I've not watched that. Community is nice. Yeah, I do like Community a lot actually. Again, I think the first 3 seasons are like real dynamite. Excuse me. What was another? Party Down, right? That is probably my favorite American comedy, that no one's ever heard of as well. It's only 2 seasons, which is probably, that's something that we do over here where we'll have, like, 2 seasons. So, like, for me, The Office and Extras are awesome, I love them. Um, but they usually just have, like, 6 episodes per season. That's quite, like, standard British, and it's usually 2 seasons for, like, comedy stuff. And, maybe, like, a Christmas special to cap it all off. So, for me, Party Down is so good. It's so ridiculously good. Um but, like, no one's seen it. It's so crazy. Like, so I'm one of the person who, if you come over my house, I'm probably gonna show you that, um, or some weird fucking documentaries. It's one of the 2. Um, Community is the best ever, yeah. I really did like Community. The Office and Parks and Rec, yeah, Parks and Rec is really good. Um, I prefer the British Office, but, that it's it's gonna I'm going to, because I identify with it more. That's the other thing. That the British Office is really real to me because I've met all of those people in real life working in any of the offices that I've ever worked in. So I've met a David Brent, I've met a Tim, I've met a Gareth. It's just, to me, it's more. But I've never met a Dwight. You know what I mean? It's 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 funny, and I enjoy it and everything, but it just does not resonate with me in quite the same way. But it's not saying it's not funny. Um, I love Extras. Extras are sick. The Okay, nothing worse than a film that's trying too much to be funny. Yeah, well, that's the thing, which is why, if it is trying too much to be funny, it's got to then recognize that it is a bit shit, like a Sharknado, or, you know what I mean, where they've just jumped the shark totally, and they're not. Um, then it's not like an ego movie. You know what I mean? It's just like, yeah, we know it's naff, you know it's naff, get baked and watch it, sort of thing. um, so yeah, Ghost Whisperer is a guilty pleasure of mine. Oh, is that with what's her face? Ah, I Know What You Did Last Summer. What is her name? I can't remember. But you know who I'm talking about. What the fuck is her name? Bollocks. Yeah, I can't remember. I actually can't remember. Um, but yeah, okay. I think that we've got quite a few TV shows. So the last one I was going to do, and it's not movies or TV shows, but I was going to say, because, obviously I usually do sort of commentary, I guess, like drama based videos when I'm not doing, just live streams for a laugh. Um, I was going to say, what are your favorite YouTubers outside of drama and commentary sort of thing? See what people come up with there. Um, Matteo, Top Gear is Gold. Yeah, I haven't watched that for years, to be honest. Kelly's Corner, Jennifer Hewitt. Jennifer Love Hewitt, wasn't it? Yeah, I remember now. Now that you said it, that was driving me mad. I hate that when you're trying to think. 'Cause even then, I was just like trying to think what her name was, but I couldn't remember at all to save my own life. Oh yeah, you're still live. Dinner's done. Oh, there we go. Well, you're in time for the last question then, if that's the case. I was gonna say, what are your favorite YouTubers outside of drama, or, like, I guess you could say commentary, but commentary is pretty broad. So specifically drama, let's say. Um, okay, so May says Jenna Marbles. I like a lot of H3. Matteo says I like a lot of H3 before the podcast stuff. Yeah, I agree with you there. Before the podcast stuff, I can't watch 3 hours of him, trying to get through a podcast. I watch Nerd City, but I think that's technically commentary. Yeah, well, we'll say that isn't drama then, if that's the case, because, like, drama is very specific, isn't it? Um, and commentary, I guess you could sort of make it broader. A lot of YouTube is just people talking about their opinions at the end of the day. So, I guess if I took that out of the equation, I don't know, it would just be like for me, it would be sort of guitarists and surfers. So it's not really so yeah, we'll keep the commentary in because I know that makes a bulk of what a lot of people watch. Kelly's Corner, Jacksepticeye, Nightmind, and Loey Lane. I don't know who Nightmind is. I've not heard of that, but yeah, no, everyone's coming up with some decent um, names. Can you tell it's getting late over here yet? Matteo, does anyone remember Epic Meal Time? Yeah, I do actually, dude. Yeah. I think I saw them on something not that long ago. Aren't they Canadian, if I'm not mistaken? I watched Priming. This is May May. Priming and The Right Opinion. I actually really love The Right Opinion. Yeah, The Right Opinion's awesome. He's probably one of the only Brits that I can actually stand, if I'm being honest, for periods of time. But I will never watch that 4-hour Nikocado documentary. Sorry, I don't care. Well, if anyone was going to get me to watch 4 hours, well, I don't know. Actually, maybe if I was really baked, but yeah, I don't know. Just 4 hours seems so much. Like I could watch a full Lord of the Rings extended edition and a half, or maybe like a bit, like a good portion, maybe a third. you know, it's it's mad. That's a really crazy length of time. Um, Matteo, also Rocket Jump, Old Freddy. I don't think I'm familiar with that. No, I have to check that out again. When this is all uploaded and everything, I'll go for the live chat just to make sure I get everything because people are throwing out some names that I just haven't heard of. Shanoa, we talking about fave YouTubers? Yeah, outside of drama, Shanoa. So that can include commentary, but like from I mean, I think you know what I mean by specifically drama channels. And that's not shitting on them. It's just that like the vast majority of us are in that community anyway. So you know what I mean. It's so yeah, I'm just interested to see what people watch other than drama. Really, if I'm being honest. Matteo, yes, Shanoa. Just answering Shanoa. Kelly, Nightmind is a channel that explores and explains creepypastas and stuff on the internet. Honestly, he has such a calming voice. It's really nice. That sounds random. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. Explores creepy pastas. I'm intrigued to know how a pasta is creepy, to be fair. I'm not going to lie. May, I have so many strange commentary channels I watch that cover great topics. No one talks about weird internet lore. I watch a lot of weird stuff, if I'm being honest. Like I watch a lot of like Danknet, and just so I can find out about like really odd characters that just no one's talking about. They've got their own communities around them, and no one wants to go near them. And I'm fascinated by people like that. Sort of, I guess, like of the um, I know no one's gonna have heard him, but like King Cobra JFS ilk. I like you know, finding strange characters like that. Shanoa, okay, so mine is the sarcastic sloth. Okay. Yeah, I went there. All right. Um, well, that's flattering. Thank you. Kelly's Corner. Other than YouTubers, I like to watch compilations and just random historical stuff. Yeah, same actually. No, I'm with you on that. Um, I watch like a lot of history stuff as well. Random compilations for me. My favorite is r/watch people die inside. I love that. Or um, you know, yeah, I can't remember what it's called exactly, but like random event stuff. It's yeah, basically stuff like that. But I do like to watch people die inside, where people are just like, I love that moment. It's the best moment. Matteo. Oh, specifically mythology. Matteo Kurgasagt. Kurgasagt. Yeah, I'm confident. Sorry if I butchered it. Very science-based, curious info about almost everything and mental health, mechanism of depression, loneliness, and stuff. Oh, well, that sounds really interesting. That sounds cool. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go through here and get some new. Because that's the other thing. I find sometimes you just get stuck in your own loops of people that you watch again and again and again, and that can fuck you up, I think, really. So it's nice to be able to um uh, yeah, sort of expand your horizons, especially with YouTube, because that algorithm will just chuck you the same shit again and again. Um, May Bailey Sarian? Sarian. And that chapter, great true crime. Internet historian, of course. Yeah, Matteo. Kelly's Corner, mine too, Shanoa, mine too. May, oh my god, dank net with the piss troopers. Yeah, okay, Mimi, we gotta talk when it's not like stupid o'clock in the morning because you obviously know some shit that now now we're on the level. Now we're on the level. We know what time it is. That's so funny that you chucked that out. Um, Sorry. If you know, then you know, but like, yeah, that's really fucking hilarious. I was watching about that again the other day, to be fair. They're a weird crew. They are a weird fucking crew. Shanoa, my other fave right now is Weird Weird History in that channel. Again, I've heard of them, but I don't think I've looked too much into it. Internet Historian, I definitely have, but like, yeah, the Weird History, I've not checked out too much. May, I absolutely watched the Cobra one. Those guys are all such a trip. Wow. Do you know how rare that is in like in that community? That's mad. Okay, yeah, we're definitely talking like when when tomorrow for me now. I mean, I'm not gonna be able to stay up too much longer after this stream. Uh, Bailey Sarian is just iconic. I meant that chapter on that channel. Okay, yeah. So yeah, there's some good ones. There's some really some really good suggestions there, of which I'll be nicking all of them just to watch, just to watch. Yeah, I'm very intrigued. I love the fact that someone here knows what I'm talking about when I say King Cobra JFS. And for anyone else who's like, what are you talking about? It really is too much for me to go into right now. You don't understand the amount of lore some of these people have around them. Like I said, there's YouTubers, and there's a lot of YouTubers who they have their like they've got like thousands of followers around them, but you would never know about them unless you sort of knew the right places to look. It's mad. Danknet hasn't uploaded in a while. I always worry during a pandemic why someone hasn't uploaded. Yeah, I think he's okay. I think he's got a Twitter, so I think I've seen him like put stuff up every now and again. But he might just be busy. Those documentaries that he does like take a long time to amass the amount of stuff that he manages to get. So I wouldn't think the worst there, maybe. I wouldn't think the worst straight off the bat. Shanoa, I also like Jay Aubrey. Oh, yeah, it's a good suggestion for sure. Matteo, I also watch recipes online. The best channel for me is Caution Italian Name. Follow, you can pass it if you want. Haha. Italia, Squisita? Squisita? Oh dear. Oh dear. I'm terrible. But I tried, and that's all that can be asked. Shanoa, Danknet sounds interesting. Do they make long form content? That's my favorite. Yeah, go check it out. Go check it out. Like, I would love to have like a bunch of people to talk to about it. Like over 30 minutes long. Yeah, definitely, definitely. I think they're all like standard, usually about like half an hour at least, if not like the 20-minute mark. But then if they're 20-minute, it's usually someone that they follow, so they have like a lot of sagas. Yeah, it's I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued. Actually, your pronunciation isn't bad. Good job. Oh, yeah, I'm all right. See, I just need a bit more confidence when it comes to the pronunciation, I guess. Yes, you should, Shanoa. They are long videos. Yeah, I'm trying to think of anyone else who does that kind of stuff. There's another guy who's come about recently. Um, bollocks. Let me just bring it up. I think it's called um, anomaly analysis. I think I'm not mistaken. So yeah, anomaly analysis, and they do. Oh, they've just done one on Playmate Tessie, which is that girl who was taking the piss out of the girl who had cancer on the stream. So yeah, he does all sorts. He did the one on King Cobra as well. Um, yeah, awesome. It's yes, you should. Shinoa. Okay, yeah. Actually, your pronunciation. Okay, yeah, I've missed anything there. It's all good, long. It's all long content. He is really in depth with with weird communities. Yeah, really weird communities that you don't want any part of, but you want to watch from a distance. Like, trust me, Danknet was he's sort of like entry level, and there are guys who like do massive documentaries, but he's really good for like entry level if you just want to sort of you know, have a little look there, see. Um, let's have a look. Oh, I just looked. I'm going to binge like crazy tomorrow while I knit. Go for it. Fill your boots. Um, that shit is right up my alley. Great. We're all weirdos together in that case then. Kelly's Corner. I feel like not enough people talked about Playmate Tassie. No, they. I don't think they did. I think it was sort of like a more of a, "Woo, this girl's fucking crazy, man." I did a video on her, but it's it was more like a flash in the pan sort of thing. So that's one of those things that, because you just started a channel as well, you sort of realize there are things that go on for a long period of time, and then there's flash in the pans, and she had all of the makings of a flash in the pan. So, I think the furthest you could really go into is how like she's just like a product of you know, valuing just being famous at any cost online as opposed to um, trying to, do what the vast majority of us do, where we want to do stuff that we're proud of and build a community and all of that kind of stuff. Um, but yeah, it's with her, I mean, there's so many, right? There's so many. There's so many videos that I think, oh, I'm gonna make a video on that, and then I just sort of don't. Where I just go, well, I could sum it all up with this person's a fucking dickhead. You know what I mean? Like it's just like when it came to the um when people first started doing like COVID parties last year, I was like, I don't really know what else to say apart from these are like assholes that are just coming together to enjoy each other's assholery. It's like one of those things that I just didn't really know what else to say. That I was like, I didn't expect anything from them. I don't respect the people who were doing it. So, but there's probably angles to tackle it from, but I just get like quite irritated with that kind of, you know, I, that's why I was saying I really want a drama. Like I'm saying it, I'm demanding it right now. I want a Dramageddon because I love Dramageddons. I know people like, like, yeah, are like, no, no, don't do it. It goes on. It's because like people, like, they love that first week, and if it goes on longer than a week, then they tend to like be like, oh my god, are we still talking about this drama? Never actually acknowledging the fact that they are like balls deep in the fucking drama community anyway. So it's like it's weird. It's like I love it. I love it because it's just it, it's something that you can like really get into as opposed to like I say these flash in the pans. Sometimes they come and they go. Um, and by the time you finish your video, it's already gone. No one cares about that person. They're not online anymore, sort of thing. So, or if they are online, then it's like they've moved on to their next thing already. So, you've really got to um, be on the case with all of that kind of stuff. You like so. a lot of drama channels, they might do stuff daily, and that's cool and everything, but you sort of see points where they're doing videos on things that they probably wouldn't do a video on really if they had the option to. It's just because they need to keep that ball rolling because people will also, um, people will unsubscribe if you just don't post stuff on a regular basis too. So yeah, it's a bit of a tightrope, all of that kind of thing, really. But yeah, with her, she'll be the playmate Tessie. She'll be the bringer of her own demise. Like and I don't say that with any pleasure at all, but just look at history with that kind of person. Really, in terms of online longevity, it doesn't last long. So she's just got to try and make as much money as she possibly can in as short a spell of time as she can, because people are only interested with the bitch for so long, really, unless they have something else to offer, which she doesn't because she's an idiot. Okay, so Shanoa, I'll check it out. May May, um, BTB May. I call my daughter May May. Oh, it's a great name. Of course it is. It's a fantastic name. Kelly's Corner. Entitlement and the epitome of wanting negative attention above no attention at all. Exactly. Well, yeah, you just summed up everything I said there, basically. Matteo, I watched also Nerdwriter 1. We were talking about you should watch that video you made on that film. Yeah, I will do actually, because I'll be interested to see that. Shanoa, here is your 2-second video. You suck the end. Uh, Quite a lot of videos would be like that. If I could grow a channel of 2-second videos, then well, I'd be posting every hour if that was the case. I love all the drama too. They get so messy. Well, this is the thing. It's like, again, it's the thing with that community that makes me laugh is, you know, it's like there's no staying power with it. It's like, do you know where you are? Like, do you actually know where you are? And then they get annoyed because there's nothing to talk about. There aren't enough there isn't enough material for videos. It's unless you branch out and you look at all of the mess that gamers get themselves into, like all that dream stuff. But I just don't really want to participate in that audience if I feel if I'm being totally upfront, because yeah, it gets a bit crazy that. Matteo, about COVID party, did you hear of the politician who is a total anti-gay, who was pinched in a gay orgy during COVID, trying to run away with drugs in his pocket? No, like that's pretty wild. That I'm surprised we didn't hear about that. Actually, that seems pretty crazy. That's crazy, Matt. I haven't heard about that, but I'm going to go look now. Well, let me know what you find, Shanoa. I'm pretty intrigued. Joseph Shazer is his name. It's the name. Okay. Shanoa, right. Drama channels whining when they talk about drama, and then whine when they have no drama to talk about. Like, like clockwork, man. Like clockwork. Tale as old as time. It's the funniest thing. Another YouTuber I quite like is Foundflix. He does ending explained for movies. Oh, okay, cool. More like explains the whole movies. He's quite funny, and you can see how passionate he is about it. Well, that's what you want as well. You want someone who's passionate. I think that's something that I've sort of struggled with over the last couple of weeks. Is like I've just not really been into it that much, and I'm going to try and turn that around. But sometimes that can happen when you just stop doing videos, and you just you just get into a rut sort of thing. But yeah, it's yeah, it can either happen because there's like generally nothing going on, or you allow other things to sort of stop you from making videos, whatever they may be. And the best thing, the way you sort of keep on top of it and you get better at making videos all the time is by making videos all the time. It doesn't get any easier than that. When I take a break and then I go back to it, I fuck up my intro. I only say the same. I say the same thing again and again. Hi everyone, I am the Sarcastic Sloth, and welcome to my channel. You can't like really fuck that up too much, can you? Like, but yeah, sometimes I do because you're just not in the rhythm of it. It really is a rhythm. So, like for instance, Kelly, you've just started. You've done 2 videos. As you know, you're just doing it for the purpose of getting out there at the moment, which is all you should be doing, and you should be having fun with it. Like I've said to you before, but when you get to a point where you're like, yeah, this is what I really want to do, it really does pay to have like a schedule with it. Otherwise, it fucks you up, man. It really does. But then on the same token, don't feel like you need to burn yourself out. Um, for other people's amusement. Shanoa, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love drama channels. They are um, they are some of my closest friends, but they are still annoying. Well, that's the thing. It's like you know, it every community has annoying shit going on in it at the end of the day. And I think with that, if that's the most annoying thing, then it's not really that bad a thing, really, to be fair. Even the cross stitch community probably talk mad shit about each other behind each other's back. So I'm quite stoked with where I am at the end of the day. Going to sing my friends their bedtime song. Go with my friends, my kids. I'll see you later. Add me on Twitter, guys. I would love to keep chatting. There we go. I always blabber about how much I hate influencers, but I'm always talking about them, and they're literally what keeps my mind busy. Exactly. It's like especially during this whole quarantine. If we didn't have them, what would we be doing? I would be playing games, video games, until my eyes bled. That's basically what I would be doing because it's not like I can go and do anything else at the moment. um it's not it's hard to stay active and stuff like that when you're just in the house all the bloody time. um Kelly's corner, have a good night, Shanoa. Yeah, I hope you do, Shanoa. I'll speak to you soon on Twitter, I imagine, anyway. Matteo, PewDiePie was really the cop of YouTube before he got in love with Minecraft. Yeah, well, it's he he was sort of like the blueprint for a lot of people, I think, in terms of looking at other looking at other channels and sort of being able to sort of poke fun at them in a decent way, I think. But then you get a section of people who sort of take that and they take it too far, because they always want, like, people always want to impress, so they always take things to the nth degree. That's the other thing as well. So yeah, it's a weird one. It's a weird one to navigate, especially, if you're a viewer, you don't really need to um, navigate it that much. You just need to watch. But if you have a channel, then you need to learn how to navigate it at the end of the day. And the best thing I can say, and this goes for anyone, is if you've got a channel, just focus on yourself, have fun, because if it's not fun, then what's the point at the end of the day? Yeah, unless you're at the point where you've got hundreds of thousands and you've got subscribers and you've got like bills that like depend on you doing these videos and all the rest of it. Like at the point when I would say up until like 5,000, you're still having fun. I know you can get monetized at 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, but I still don't really like until like channels are like 5,000 and over. I still don't really see them as like legit channels in that way. It's just like so that it's like a pastime still, because you haven't got a base, like a fan base or anything like that, or a viewer audience or anything of that nature at 1,000. You'll have um, a bunch of people, and also 1,000 subscribers does not equal 1,000 views by by any stretch of the imagination. That's the funniest thing when people think that too. That's not the case whatsoever. Um, so so sometimes, I mean, like obviously I've got like, I think it's like about 580 or something like that. I don't know. Um, so it all depends on what videos you're doing. It all depends on like at what points you're doing it, algorithm, and all of that kind of thing. So um, it's like it's more about having fun for me, And that's why if I'm not having fun, I don't do the videos. Like I just don't do it at all. This for me is fun, jumping on here and just chatting to people. So that's why it's easy to keep up, sort of thing. But doing an actual video about like a topic, you know, it's it can be hard. Like I know people think it's like a piece of piss and all the rest of it. I'm not saying that's the worst thing in the world by any stretch of the imagination, but yeah, it's not a piece of piss either. Like it's just one of those things. But I enjoy it. But the thing is, as well, I think with people when they're in lockdown and quarantine, you can sort of it's easier to get into ruts at the end of the day. So I think I just had a bit of a rut over the last 2 weeks, and that was it. And I'm over it now, and I'm ready to make videos again. Um, and just focus on that. Just make the videos, enjoy the videos, make sure you're doing videos on stuff that you give a shit about. Um, and yeah, you'll be fine from there. Let's have a look at what's being said here. Oh my god, Pewds used to be my favorite pastime. Yeah, I used to enjoy his videos too. That's the thing. It's like and I don't give a shit about Minecraft, so it's not like I'm gonna. There's no way I'm watching hours and hours of Minecraft at the end of the day. Good night, Shanoa again, Kelly. And then he thought, no, and then he went through kind of an identity crisis. They all do. They all do, and I can see why. Because if you're doing the same thing again and again for years and years, and you're putting out stuff daily, if it's daily in particular, then I can definitely see how you have an identity crisis because at some point you're not going to be enjoying the thing that you started your chat, you're not necessarily going to be that person. It's especially when you grow up under like in the eye, so to speak. Um, it's just why I'm kind of glad that I waited until I'm the age that I am to start doing this really, and I just did it for fun at the end of the day. So Matteo, I think being famous is more damaging than beneficial to most people. Yeah, especially if they're really young. That's the thing, because like when you're really young, I can tell you right now, right? So like, let's put this in another um, way of looking at it. So if I was, so I, so what, if I was 16 and was in like a rock band, and then I went on tour, you better believe I would have gone crazy at that point. If everyone's telling me I'm amazing, giving me anything that I want on fucking demand, everyone wants a piece of you. Everyone thinks that like you, you, everyone's like smelling your farts and telling you it's roses, sort of thing. Of course you're going to go mad. Like there's no way you couldn't, and that can happen at any point during your life. But it's definitely when you're developing at that like at a young age. It's gonna fuck you up. No, no, no doubt, no doubt. So I always find it hard to like really have a go at proper young people um who are at that age. There's people who are just fucking mean. That's another thing. But like when people just go a bit off the deep end and start partying and going crazy, I can't really have a go at that, man. It's like it's sort of. But when you start hurting people, that's the difference. There's the difference. Um, yeah, he basically is spending his whole adulthood in the spotlight. Exactly. It's yeah, I can imagine it's taxing, but I imagine also the money sort of helps with a fair bit of his woes, and also he did like key things. There's a lot of people who you know you'll notice that Creepshow Art, she got rid of her Twitter. You'll notice that Tamimi, she got rid of her Twitter. There's only so many times that you can, I think, there's only so much you can be online and you can have so much of an audience and everyone wanting a piece of you. And then all of a sudden, you're just like, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of just the arguing all the time. Hello, Sloth. Oh, hey, Skip. How's it going? Bloody hell. Yeah, you are late. um, Hi, Skip. Matteo, like Justin Bieber back in the days, lots of people or like to insult him or wish him the worst just for the sake of it. Poor bastard was exposed to a lot of filth. This is the thing as well. You have to grow up really. Like, if you're in that world, you have to grow up really fucking fast. And then you go through a phase, I imagine, where you just don't trust anyone because you know that people are just telling you bullshit to feed your ego, or you believe it all. So neither of those two are like great ways to go. Fame is a fucker, man. Like I've you know that's what I mean. When someone's like super young, I think it's I always find it difficult to write them off immediately. You know what I mean? It's because again, you just sort of think at the end of the day, you know, could you sit there hand on heart and say if you had Justin Bieber level fame, or anyone for that matter who's like just that level of fame, um, doesn't have to be him. You'd sit there hand on heart and tell me that you're going to be like completely well adjusted, like immediately. Um, I would then call you a liar to your face if I'm being honest. Um, okay, so everyone said hi, hi, hi. May May, some super famous people get so weird because their lives are so sheltered. Exactly, you know, it's I could, y- this is the thing. It's like you. That's why, like, when like someone's like super famous and everyone's like, "Well, like he's really grounded, man." That's like, that's so like, I didn't expect that. It's because you expect the sheltered person who like doesn't really know what's going on and has to have things drip fed to them because their ego is so fucked up. Because you got on one hand, you've got people telling them they're so amazing, and on the other hand, everyone wanting a fucking piece of them, because it's just the thing to do, really. It bothers me kids growing in the spotlight. They don't get to be kids, and everyone always expects someone different. So it's hard to please everyone. It's yeah, absolutely. May May, Michael Jackson, Cher, Madonna type levels of fame makes you just different. Exactly. You can't relate to like when people are like, oh, they've forgotten like where they're from. Of course they have. You would too. Like, unless you just like if like say for instance Cher, she does a load of shows in Las Vegas. Las Vegas is like one of the craziest places on this planet. So if you're staying there most of the time, um, and being catered to, that's like basically being in a shell all on its own. So yeah, you're not gonna like be able to walk down the pub and chill out with someone down down there in the same way because you don't have the same life experience. Again, I'm not like excusing celebrities who have like there's having like the sort of like bad behavior because I'm talking about from a really young age anyway, predominantly because we were talking about like YouTubers and stuff like that originally, but you know having um there's a difference between not knowing better and knowing better and being fucking and using your power and influence to just get whatever the fuck you want. Do you know what I mean? No matter what the cost, there's differences there. um I would be totally unreasonable. Kelly's corner, and then being so young and exposed to such pressure to be perfect. Absolutely. Matteo, if I had Justin Bieber level of fame, I'd be a mess. So would I. I'll say it straight up. Like I would not be the same person I am now. It would be unreasonable for me to think that. It's just ridiculous. Um, then everyone criticized you. He got fat. He's always sad and stuff, and I'll end up depressed. What money will do in that situation? Exactly. So a good example, I guess, would be sort of Britney Spears at the moment, where I remember all of this craziness from when I was younger, and everyone was having a go at her. But I think because one, Britney Spears has never really been my thing, if you can tell. But on the flip side to that, I just never really fucking paid attention to the news in that kind of way, where I was like, oh yeah, like are they trying to pull a fast one here and make a